Rays 1-0, bottom of the second inning, while the Reds are up on the Marlins 2-0, bottom of the first inning. I'm Amancio Bolaños.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack, a dack, dack, a ack.
Enter, brother.
Do it! Do it!
Having the mic on.
That might help. Look,
Do it!
let me know when you're done going in one of your 26 bags.
No, we're all right. Come
My
on.
goodness. How many bags you need?
I'm a bag man.
How
Is
you
that
got all
it?
these bags, but then you bring pillowcases or blanket bags for your luggage?
I don't know. Well, anyway, come on in. It is the Odd Couple.
Never
And
heard
guess
of
what?
What's that?
I can't find my paper. Wait a minute.
Shoot. No, somebody took it down. It used
Somebody
to be
took
up
it
there.
out there. Where is it?
This is the Odd Couple on a Worship Wednesday.
That's right.
Hallelujah.
It's a Worship Wednesday, and this is really weird because it's not
877.
No, we're not there yet. That's too soon. Here we
Okay.
go.
There
All
we
right,
go.
here we go.
We
USC
back.
Chris,
Start it
appreciate
over,
that.
Chris.
No, we're all good. With that password, no. We now have full access to this very fine radio program for the next 3 hours. No matter how you listen in, Fox Sports Radio, foxsportsradio.com, the iHeartRadio app, Sirius XM Channel 83. And now, live on YouTube.
We'll do it live!
Thank you, Bill.
That's right. I'll write it. We'll do it live. Do it.
We'll do it live!
Thank you.
Do it!
Say my name.
Rob Parker.
Say his name.
Kelvin Washington.
And we are indeed the Odd Couple on a Worship Wednesday.
Hallelujah.
And guess what? You'll need our phone number because we are, without question, the most listener-friendly national sports talk radio show on the planet.
Ben Maller.
At least when people are still awake.
Respect him.
Sorry, Ben.
72 years he's been at Fox Sports.
I'm sorry. People got to be awake in order for them to count. All right, write it down, commit it to memory.
That's a lot of meat. That is a lot of meat.
877-99 on Fox for you laymen who can't figure out the letters or numbers. 877-996-6369. That's right. And if you hear feedback on the line, guess what? It's your own fault. It means only one thing.
Turn down the radio.
That's right. And if you call in here and have a problem with what we say, tough, because
Turn off your station.
turn off your
Station.
And with all that said, always remember,
Sweetie, bitty, bitty. Sweetie, bitty. Yeah. Happy Worship Wednesday.
there you go. Let's go, big show. Let me welcome in my co-host. He is
Kelvin Washington.
There we go.
That's right. Feeling good, man. I'm back.
I
Need
got
some
too
energy.
many folders.
I'm not. Listen, I tried to ignore it. I'm getting dizzy over there.
You know why? I got all
Are
this?
they even they're color coordinated? But are they actually coordinated?
No, they're coordinated. Like, this is the folder that says what?
Oh, it says the Odd Couple.
So
What
this
else?
is the one that I keep here that I
Okay.
took home by mistake. That's why I got discombobulated.
Okay, yeah. And then the rest are like school stuff.
School. That's why I got papers.
Don't be having my homework all lost,
Yes, it's
Mr.
all-
Parker.
Yeah, it's all too
And blaming
bad.
it on me. No, you never turned it in.
Hey,
no,
you
I
know
did.
what? Yeah, and if you get a good grade, it means I was grading during the show.
Okay, good point. Yeah, some. Hey, good job. Hey.
Hey.
I was
Because I
trying-
would feel bad giving an F if I didn't really read it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I need to strategize that. If I
got-
was a student, like, let me see, when does he
Do a show.
do a show?
Look at that. Okay.
4 to 7 on the west, 7
All
to
right.
10 on the east.
All good.
Yeah, happy Worship Wednesday, man. Ready to get to it. We got a lot to get to.
We sure do.
A variety of things, in
My
fact.
goodness gracious. All right, let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew because we wouldn't be able to do this fine radio program without them. Rob G is our producer.
Bud Mexican.
There we go. All right. USC Chris is our engineer, yes. Is that for your Michigan Wolverines?
My entire life growing up in Toledo, I took a very strong belief in neutrality to Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State, all of that, because nothing good comes of none of it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. For those who don't know,
But Toledo's
like
right between.
Yeah, it was one of those stories that actually broke yesterday. And full disclosure, it was one of those stories that actually broke yesterday. And full disclosure, I didn't think we should do it because it seemed kind of salacious. It seemed kind of it seemed like one of those things where it's like, this is more of a National Enquirer type of thing. We don't need to dive into it. And then as the hours and the day ticked forward, got picked up by People Magazine, NBC, big NBC, not NBC Sports.
No, NBC should do this.
CNN,
The coach of the New England Patriots.
People Magazine, and it became so big we couldn't ignore it anymore. And in case you missed it, photos were obtained by Page Six, which show Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel and the Athletics NFL reporter Dianna Russini appearing to share a hug, dance with their fingers interlocked while on a roof of a Sedona hotel.
That's specific.
Other photographs show
I didn't even
them,
do that when I was married. I'm sorry.
Other photos show them
It's a whole nother show. We can talk about that.
That's why I'm divorced.
hanging out inside of a pool, sitting in a hot tub together. Now, obviously, once these photos came out, it became a big thing. And in the hours and days since then,
I would have rather seen Jay Glazer in the hot tub with.
I don't think you want to see that.
I'm just saying.
They've all released statements. Vrabel saying the thing is laughable. It was a completely innocent.
Oh yeah, okay. That's why you put out a statement, because it was laughable.
Dianna Russini says that the photos don't represent the group of 6 people who were hanging out all during the day, and reporters and people
Where were they?
with sources away from stadiums and other venues. In fact, The Athletic, Russini's company that she works for, put out a statement of their own saying these photos are misleading and lack essential context.
Okay, I'm just going to cut through the chase. Is this on?
I think it's on.
Dianna Russini should be fired, and I'm dead serious.
Tell me
This
why.
is about journalism and about integrity for The Athletic. Okay, there's a conflict of interest. Forget about the morality part, that they're both married. I'm not even talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a conflict of interest if you have some sort of relationship of this magnitude where you feel this comfortable to go on a vacation together. They're both married. They're on a trip with their friends. Where's your wife and kids? Are the wife and kids on the trip? It doesn't even make sense to me. And then you say, well, how could it be a conflict of interest? You ready? Dianna Russini, she decides because the guy she's going in the hot tub with wants to make a trade for A.J. Brown. If she were to put out stories that A.J. Brown is a total headache and the Eagles can't stand him and he's problematic or whatever, that lowers his value. Okay? Does that not, Kelvin? That lowers his value. Now the Patriots can scoop in and maybe get him for a song rather than having to give up a lot. That's where the conflict. All of her reports. And then if you do your history, I didn't know all this. I used to say, my goodness, she breaks a lot of stories. That's what I used to say to myself. I don't know her. I don't. And as somebody who's been a reporter and a columnist and who have broken stories for years, I know how hard it is. I know. In Detroit, go look it up. Front page. Barry Sanders turned his bonus back to the Lions. Charlie Batch being cut by I got front page stories all day. It takes work and all that. The conflict here is you can't have an intimate, and I don't know what's alleged. I don't know. They're too comfortable. They're too comfortable. Those pictures. And here's the other thing. They're like, the pictures are not in context. Did anybody understand how those pictures, they weren't in a public setting or a public place, and some fan who just happened to be on vacation too and looked and said, that's Mike Vrabel. Well, oh, wow. You know what I mean? No. Mm-hmm. There's a PI following somebody. That's where those pictures came. You saw the pictures. There's one of those people, their significant other, their spouse, whatever, had hired somebody. Who are the people from Good Morning America? Is the same thing that happened.
Oh, T.J. Holmes.
T.J. Holmes.
You remember her name, Monty? I forgot her name.
From Good Morning, the third hour.
Yeah.
How'd they get the pictures of them up at a cabin somewhere? Somebody hired a PI. They take pictures, okay? That's the only reason why they have those pictures. And then they were sold to the New York Post or whoever. You know what I mean? The PI is doing double dipping. So here's my other point. The integrity part of The Athletic, they can go ahead and try to push back and act like it's okay. There is an integrity issue because what she can put out as unnamed sources, being Mike Grable, right, could impact what the Patriots are able to do and whatnot, and that is a slippery slope that's really bad. This is a bad look, and I'm going to say this too. To all the female sports writers who I know and have worked side by side with, I feel bad because this is always the pushback about women being in this business. And whenever this happens, it just makes people go, oh, okay, now I know how she's breaking stories. And it's unfair to the people who are real people and journalists and have put in their work. And I'm not saying that Russini hasn't done that her whole career and all that. And then when you find out the backstory that she covered the Titans and they had a running joke, you know that, down in Nashville, that whenever she had a story, they said it was attributed to him. And my last point is we should have known something was going on because I think she slipped up one time at a press conference and called him Mike Babro. I think that was the name she said. Oh, I'm sorry.
I knew we had to end it with some ignorant. Some ignorant had to pop up. No, honestly, man, you touched on so much. I don't have a lot to add other than just some more contextualized things. Like, for instance, you mentioned it. The last part is where I was actually going to start. I have 3 daughters. My daughters, kind of how it happens naturally, they love, Daddy, what do I come home and do? Turn on the game. They know I work with Fox Sports Radio. Daddy loves sports. My daughters love sports. And one day they might want to be a sports writer. And Monty is our, woman here. They have to go through a lot, period.
Already.
They have to go through a lot.
It's a tough business.
Touch business. I mean, I do TV every day. The women reporters, meteorologists, why are you wearing that? Oh, that's too. I mean, literally, she shows us her DMs. It's insane what they deal with daily, even from women. Why would you wear that? That's too sexy. That's too not sexy. You're too this. That's unflattering. That's too flattering. They have to deal with so much. And there are so many women. I have personal friends, you do, colleagues who have been in this business for years, who have bust their butt, done an amazing job. And what happens is when you have simple-minded people who like to generalize, they're going to then say, they cannot contextualize. See, this is why women, they're going to grab the whole brush and paint all women.
This is how all women get their story.
This is how they get their story. And anytime you're a minority in something, people like to, it is your burden to then dispel. See, black people always, that's how women always, and that's the rough part about this. It's the woman who lied, who was sexually assaulted, making, the proverbial woman who then, all the women who truly have gone through some horrific things, people will say, see, they're lying because the one woman who was caught lying or something. So that's the sad part that'll come out of this is that people who are idiots and who will just generalize are going to say, see, women in sports. That's the worst part about this.
You're married. Your wife is going to let you take a trip. Seriously. I'm just asking
So
you.
now to hear, so that I was working backwards.
Okay.
So let me get to this part. We just saw Jay Glazer go on the all coaches trip, right? He's posting all over the gram. I follow him. They're all hanging out. What do they call it? The booze? Day drinking. They call it the day drinking thing. They all just get drunk at pools and jacuzzis and hang out. Jay's there. Yo, I'm here with everybody. I mean, I think 29 of the 32 coaches are there. This wasn't that in that we don't see all of them together. We don't see him with a bunch of other coaches and her with a bunch of other reporters, and they're all hanging out. This is them isolated, alone, and together. In different situations, too. That's the other part, Rob. It wasn't we caught them at one moment where they're having fun about something. It's like, oh, we caught them in different locations, different scenarios, and then that's where it becomes hard to dispel this. And lastly, I'm shocked by The Athletic standing by this so firmly.
I 100% agree.
I'm not saying they'll say, hey, she's been great for us. We love her work. We're going to investigate. That's a fair thing. Hey, we don't really know what's going on. We're going to investigate. But for them standing by so firmly, I'm actually shocked by that. When at least, again, as of today, as we sit here doing our show, the optics look really bad. And you know this from being a reporter for how many years?
4-0.
Where's the corroboration? Meaning where spouses like, oh, yeah, I know they've been doing. I'm there. You just didn't see me in the shot. I'm 10 feet away.
Thank you. Where are the other people?
My dad was there.
Did they make a call? Did the wives know that and the husband know where they were?
And that's the other part for me is that again, if you're gonna go there as the Athletic, as a a journalistic standpoint, I would have thought there would be a little bit more cooperation and some confirmation on some things. So I just think that's my biggest takeaway is one.
All right.
Idiots are going to just try to use this against women in sports, which is absolutely ridiculous. Two, I'm shocked by the Athletic just again confirming this, and three, like you mentioned, the morale point. That's between them,
right?
Husbands,
it's the integrity part for me.
So yeah, so that's the part. And you mentioned a great point. He's been talking about A.J. Brown a lot. Like people have asked, you guys need another receiver out there. And it becomes one of those things.
And she's been breaking all these stories about this.
If you're breaking stories and how you can use that to your advantage and put stuff out there, that's a great point. I can't deny that.
All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Should Dianna Russini be fired for this? Because I do believe there's a conflict of interest here. I do, that I think is hard to ignore. We'll continue this conversation next with you. It is The Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. And you know what you need to do. Stick and stay.
Especially in your some sort of exclusive resort somewhere in the USA.
Yes, there was. The Michigan Wolverines put an exclamation point on the most dominant college basketball season since 1997. They cut down the nets yesterday in a big win over UConn. They win going away there at the end. And, of course, we mentioned yesterday a big talking point coming into the game is that Michigan is loaded with transfers. All five of their starters are transfers, but four of them were transfers from this past cycle. So all the new players, and they're keenly aware of the narrative around them. Take a listen to Yaxel Lendenberg after the game.
When people talk about this Michigan team, this Michigan championship team, what will they say about you guys? How will you be remembered?
Hey, man, they might still be calling us mercenaries. Hey, but we're the hardest playing team in national basketball. We're the best team in college basketball, and we want to be one of the greats ever.
Well, I mean, they absolutely proved that. They are the best team in college basketball this year. They are the best team this season. And one of, for them, they're going to be champions forever. And for somebody like me who grew up in Ann Arbor, it was awesome to see. They kind of
have the same feel, though, for
they exercise. Well, hey, I'm a little older. So, when you're 12, 13, the Fab Five is a whole different thing. It still was a little different, though. But that's what I'm getting to. So that's the difference. They were brought in as mercenaries. Hey, there's reports that Lundenberg was paid somewhere between $7 and $9 million what he turned down to go to Kentucky. Ding! $7 to $9 million? Let me tell you what I would be. I would be a seventh-year senior if I could mess around and make that kind of money and stick around and go to another school. But it is an amazing feeling for them. It's amazing for the school. It's amazing for people who love Michigan. But when we're having this conversation of kind of what will more enduring, more long-lasting, and that's where we talk about the Fab Five. And it's just for a couple of reasons. Number one, the Fab Five had a connection to the state of Michigan. Half of their starting lineup was from Michigan. Chris Webber, you had Jalen Rose. Down the road in Chicago was Juwan Howard. A couple other, you had Texas in there as well. That was a huge thing, right? You got the best player in all of high school, Chris Webber, stays home and goes to Michigan. So that made it a big deal, as well as one of the best players in all the country in Jalen Rose. You know this because you interviewed him, hung around him. Perry Watson was a high school at Southwestern. He was a big-time high school coach who they brought to Michigan. So there's a lot of connection to the local, to city, to Detroit. And then also, you grew with the Fab Five, right? They were freshmen. They were the fabulous five, these Fab Five freshmen. And then the next year, they're all sophomores. They go to a championship the first year. They go to a championship the second year. And they lose the first year. They get beat down by Duke. And then they bounce back the next year, get a championship again. You went along with that ride. You said, what could they be next year? Let's see how they'll be next year. Man, they're going to go through the bumps and bruises. They're going to grow. They're going to get better. And they did, to the tune of getting to it again. They lost again, but you did that ride with them. Chris Webber leaves. You still got 4 of them that stick around. So you felt them. Now, of course, the cultural stuff. Bringing hip-hop to a whole different level with it. The baggy shorts, the black shoes, the black socks, the bald heads, the way they were themselves, the way they, it brought up cultural conversations because some people called them hoodlums and thugs. Other people totally understand and appreciate. These are just some young black kids in America having a great time, some of the best years of their life. So those things will make you remember them and make them more memorable than this team. This team has nothing to be shamed about. This is the way the current state is. As Dusty May said, these are the rules. This is the way the game is played. They played it to the best of anybody in the country, but it won't be as memorable. And that's why it almost felt like they exercised the demons for the Fab Five, for the Trey Burke team in 2013 and that 2018 team that went to the championship as well.
I don't think they exercised anything for the Fab Five because that's a mythical. In your mind, you're still romanticizing about that era.
Yeah.
If you want to be honest, it's the most disappointing era in Michigan basketball when you really think about it. A, that they did have 2 cracks at it, right? They did not win either one with those talented players. 3 who had significant careers in the NBA. Number 2, they didn't even win a Big Ten title. Nothing about them was winning, which is the sad part. And I think people still romanticize about everything else in the fringe stuff, which is fine, and I get that at that point. But when you look back at it, it is about winning. Like, they could have cemented themselves really as something that was special. Because even like UNLV, they got it done. They were able to win a championship. So you can say whatever you want about Tarkanian and what went on there, but they did win. You know what I mean? And I think that's the part about Michigan, and people love to romanticize about the Fab Five and all the other stuff, but when you really think about it, they leave you hollow. They leave you missing something. Yeah, it's cool to get the band back together, but they never had a number 1 hit. They're not the Beatles. They're not.
See, that's where I disagree.
No, I'm just telling. I'm giving you, like, I hear your affection for them, but they're not the Beatles. As much as you want to make it and say, oh, yeah, well, they did this and they did that. The Fab Five's more like Milli Vanilli than they are.
No, that's blasphemous. I would not let that ride. You still have a home and a barbershop in Detroit. I want you to be able to go back to Michigan. If you don't stop it.
Draymond Green sent some shots at the Golden State faithful who are not fully on board with the Draymond experience. Take a listen.
Fox Sports Radio, the Odd Couple Rob and Kelvin on a Worship Wednesday. Hopefully your day has been great so far. We're going to have a great show lined up for you. All right, by the way, does your afternoon need a boost? Try the new Starbucks Energy Freshers. That's right, the refreshers are there, the Starbucks refreshers that you love now with an added boost of caffeine to power your day. So get your favorite flavor or try the new Mango Strawberry Energy Refresher or Mango Dream Energy Drink and get the new energy refreshers at Starbucks today or order one right now on the Spectrum app. I got mine right here. So delicious. I got absolutely need some
All
energy,
right,
so I got
okay,
this.
all
I'm
right.
just
I'm
saying, I
very
got mine right
delicious.
here,
I
okay?
got it. I know you guys
You
drank
want
them
one?
all up. No.
Do you want one? I got
Not
some
right
in the
now.
freezer for you,
Yeah,
by the way. All right, 877-99 on Fox. Here's what we're talking about. We try to how to avoid it, but you can't. It's a big story right now. Dianna Russini,
It's a story.
Mike Vrabel, pictures are out there. They're denying the what people are accusing them of in those pictures. Should she be fired? Should he be in trouble? What do you think about it as a whole? 877-99 on Fox. We got some calls.
All right, Terry in Atlanta. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Terry?
Man, you guys are sounding asinine right now. You make it sound as if you've never had a woman friend before.
Terry, they're married. Did you see the pictures?
Is that true? Have you ever had women friends?
Okay,
Of course.
Of course we have. I've never been on a vacation in an exclusive penthouse place that only two people can come out of and hang out in the hot tub. No, I did not when I was married. Never once. Never once. So if you believe it, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm not even.
We're talking about the integrity part, not the morality. You never heard me bring up morality. They can do whatever they want.
Also, hold on, but answer that question. Have you seen the picture? Just curious.
All right,
I'm listening.
Have you seen the pictures?
Have you seen the pictures? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Listen,
all right.
I got 5 or 6 women friends that I could be on a vacation with on our own.
Okay, all right. You got a great marriage. I'm happy for you. But you don't cover them. You don't write for a newspaper. You don't cover the people you're talking about. That's the problem. It's not about having a friendship. You don't cover them. You can't alter what happens in the business because you can write stories that can help Mike Vrabel and the Patriots, if you have a relationship. That's the issue. The integrity. Stop it. It's not about being friends. Stop. 877-99 on Fox. Ray in Seattle. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Gentlemen, good afternoon. Thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. What's up, Ray?
Yeah, first of all, I don't think she should be fired yet. Right? This should be put on suspension, administrative leave until the Athletic does an investigation. But I also want to mention what Vrabel's doing. That's probably code of conduct violations if they are true and warranted and corroborated. Udoka, Urban Meyer, even his owner.
She doesn't work for the. She doesn't work for the organization. She doesn't work for the organization.
Right, but on the other hand,
no.
Vrabel
It's a big difference. No, I'm trying to explain. She doesn't work for them. If she worked for the Patriots, you have a case.
I think
she doesn't work for them.
I get that. I think the Urban Meyer reference is more of how it makes us look. If you're an organization where the lead man, our friend, our head coach.
You mean where the owner was in a strip mall? Is that the organization you're telling me about?
I didn't limit. We can pile it on.
Okay, I'm just asking.
We can pile it on.
Ray, you don't remember that part, I guess, huh?
No, I think that's what he's saying is Urban with somebody sitting on his lap. That was deemable as all right. He's got to go. He's out here wilding.
But that wasn't the only thing. He didn't go back with the team. He didn't fly back with the team. They had lost. You remember that? It was a lot more than that. It wasn't just that. Let me go to Michael in Florida. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Michael?
Good evening, guys. By the way, I think Kraft was in a massage parlor, as they called it. But
but it was in a strip mall in Florida.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir. Got you that. Anyway.
That y'all want to see the video, too.
I thought this was kind of like just, the media stuff. But then I thought about it. You're right. These guys, they can cause, for them to get A.J. Brown.
Yes.
There's a money situation, right? A contract situation. It's a big flip. So, yeah. And then, it brings to mind like a song by Sinatra, "The Lady's a Tramp," and then I guess
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
Wow. All right, there we go. Thanks for the call.
You know what?
Appreciate it.
He had some you in him.
All right.
It was serious, and at the end, he had to hit you with something.
Let's squeeze one more in. John in Boston. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, John?
Good evening, fellas. I don't have much to follow up after those guys, but, I think you guys are nailing it, Rob, 100%. How can she possibly have any credibility with the Athletic? She's been compromised. 31 other teams are not going to want to deal with her.
Thank you. She has been compromised, John. What?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who's going to say anything to her knowing that she literally is in bed with a coach?
She's in bed. I would be afraid to say anything to her, and then unless maybe that's her bargaining point. I'm just saying.
Stop. We don't know. This is all alleged.
I know it's alleged.
It is alleged. They've denied. What's still more shocking to me, or one of the, is how firm the Athletic has spoken. I mean, again, I thought that was him or her denying is not news to me, right? They're gonna deny. No. And again, who knows? Maybe in a month we find out they were right. But them denying isn't shocking to me.
We just talked about the people from Good Morning America. It was the same exact thing, like Good Morning America when they were both married. It wasn't in there. You notice you're on television, okay? It's a credibility issue. They're two married people who are having an affair.
Work together. Not like it's separate people.
You're on the news together anchoring. People at home watching, finding out that you're both cheaters on your spouse. Do I feel good about watching you? You have an integrity part that holds up. If you go out and you're doing some stuff, people go, I'm not watching that guy on the news. He can't even do in his own real life, in his own personal life. That's what happens.
Yeah, Rob G, you have pushback. You want to give it to us on the other side?
Sure, we can tease it.
Yeah, give us what you had on the other side. Right now, Monty Bolaños is going to get us updated and what's trending. You look like you had some thoughts too.
No, but Monty, you know my point. I think it's a tough job for women reporters already. And I'm not painting all women with a broad brush, but it's what will make people be like, oh, no wonder she's getting stories. No wonder she's doing this. No wonder, you know what I mean?
That's true. I just personally am not affected the way you are, Rob, about the story. You seem really affected by it. I mean, you're right. It's not a good look for either party. She probably is compromised. He should also be compromised. If we're also going to say she is, he should also be compromised.
She covers him. For me,
but the compromise can be. It's fine. But he's compromised as a person, though, as a man with integrity.
That's different. But we're not on that. I'm talking about the journalistic part of why I'm saying she shouldn't be working as a reporter. That's all I'm talking about. Your personal life and what you guys are doing and your husbands and wives and your morality, that's not what I'm here for. I've been doing journalism for 40 years. She's compromised. That's all I'm saying. And it's going to be hard for people to look at her, seriously, and not wonder, is that coming from somewhere else? Who else has she talked to or slept with or whatever the situation is? It makes it hard for her to do a job.
I think she might get fired and she'll get another job, no problem. I do think that. I don't think she's completely going to not have a job after this. I don't see that.
It becomes interesting, though, the follow-up between both of them. Do they, hanging on to the allegation that this is true, do they stay together?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just that was just a moment. That to me will also be interesting.
Yeah.
Because then
we don't know anything.
We
don't know anything.
That's what's said. Alleged.
We don't know anything. We just saw some pictures. We have but it looks bad. That's the main part of it. What doesn't look bad is Cade Cunningham returning to the court, returning to action for the Pistons after missing the last 11 games with a collapsed lung. The Pistons do lead the Bucks right now 27-25 late in the first quarter, just like the Timberwolves and the Magic, where Minnesota is up right now 29-26, but Paolo Banchero is the leading scorer of the game. He's got 9 points. Late in the first quarter in Cleveland, where the Cavaliers lead the Hawks 23-20. The Spurs are going to be without Victor Wembanyama later today, and also without Stephon Castle as they take on Portland. So that means that Oklahoma City can clinch the #1 seed in the West with the win over the Clippers or a San Antonio loss to the Blazers. In baseball, 3 games going on right now. The Yankees lead the A's at home 2-0, top of the second inning, while the Marlins are now on top of the Reds 3-2, bottom of the second inning. The Cubs and the Rays are tied at 1, bottom of the fourth inning. Some of the games that have wrapped up, the Blue Jays edged the Dodgers 4-3 on a not very pretty throw from Will Smith to second that led to a score for the Blue Jays in the 8th inning. They held on 4-3, snapping a 6-game losing streak. The Rockies completed a sweep of the Astros with a 9-1 win. Giants shut out the Phillies 5-0. Diamondbacks outscored the Mets 7-2. Also, Angels designated hitter Jorge Soler and Braves pitcher Reynaldo Lopez were each suspended 7 games for their roles in that brawl last night that happened in Anaheim. If you missed it, go watch it. Both are appealing their suspensions. Back to you guys.
What are you appealing? appealing when you hit me with a ball.
I know. It's the fact that they're both.
We might have to talk about that.
Put
that
down. We got that on.
Did I miss it? Okay, because that's one thing. We've been seeing fights for 100 some years. No, you can't be knocking me out with a baseball. All right. Appreciate it, Monty. Thank you.
Yes.
Let's get Rob G.
Yeah, Rob G. You I don't know, had an additional thought to this.
Well, the first thing I was going to respond to was, they're saying she's no longer going to get stories now because of what she did or alleged to have done. That is not true at all.
What do you mean?
At all.
You don't think that there'll be...
Rob, you have worked in journalism for far too long to know that this entire business is incestuous, it is conniving, it is backdoor dealings. Hell, you brought up Jay Glazer, Kelvin, in the first segment. Jay Glazer goes on vacation with Sean McVay. Mm-hmm. Is that not a conflict of interest?
Yes, it is a conflict.
So then how does Jay Glazer get all of these big stories?
Well, because he might get it from Sean McVay.
Okay,
because
so is that should Jay be fired for a conflict of interest?
Yeah, there should be no one, and I'm talking about this. Mm-hmm. There's a conflict of interest there. You'd have to make sure you know, especially when it's intimate. Like that crosses a line. Rob G, hear me out.
Okay, I hear you.
Hear me out. Mm-hmm. You could have people are people. You're gonna have a friendship. You get to know people. You got to be very careful that you're not crossing a line where you're being used. Adam Schefter, I said it at the time. When you're sending your story to the general manager to read that's not journalism, Rob G.
I agree.
So if ESPN is cool with that and they want to employ him, and the same thing, I'd say it all the time. Even Woj, everybody, another Woj. Dude, anybody who can predict the draft order before the teams let them out, you're not a reporter. You're a part of the machine, okay? And in this case, if you find out she's sending out, writing stuff or putting stuff out that's going to help the New England Patriots land who they want at a cheaper price, you are compromised. That's all I'm talking about.
I agree with that.
That's all I'm talking about.
I totally agree with that.
You're compromised, and that's where a media outlet has to figure out, how deep is this? What's going on here? Has she done this before? It is a real issue because you won't be able to fire anybody, Rob G, anybody else, if they're making up stories or they come in with some story about what, like that's
to add to this. So to your point, right? Let's stay with the Jay Glazer. Does it make a difference because he's out in the open with it?
I don't know. That's the question.
He's shirt off at the pool with 20-something
and that was
coaches,
just last week.
And that was last week.
Yeah.
I'm just using that as an example because it was last week.
The Stafford deal was broken when they were on vacation together.
Yes, great. That's a great
and
example.
He said that. Yeah, we're on vacation. I get a call from Kyle Shanahan. I get a call from Sean McVay's right there. Hey, Matthew
they're
Stafford.
all in Cabo.
Yeah,
we're
getting Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Jay Glazer still gets a lot of stories. Adam Schefter, to Rob's point, got caught. Screenshots shows that he was sending a story to the GM of the Washington Redskins about, this is what I'm going to say. Let me know if I need to change anything.
Yeah.
Does he still not get stories?
That's crazy.
Of course he does.
That's not journalism, but they get stories now, Rob G, which is
handed
different.
to them by agents.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. When I didn't get anything handed to me from an agent, I used to have to talk to people. You know what I mean? And dig a little bit. It's a different. Because that's how Shams. How do you go from Woj getting everything to Shams getting everything? Oh, he's equal? He's the same reporter? I thought Woj was so great, but now he gets every story?
I got to get it out some way. You're next up.
Exactly.
Here you go.
You're next up. How come Shams is not like getting shut out or not getting anything? He's a part of the machine.
Right, and that's what I'm saying is the way
she's not a part of the machine.
Yes, she is.
She's been a part of Mike Vrabel for a long time. Because, Rob G, go watch the people down in Nashville who all have been doing this for not yesterday. They got sounders whenever she would break a story, and they would be like, yep, courtesy of Mike Vrabel, because this was a thing.
And that's fair, and they could also do that for any Ian Rappaport story, any Adam Schefter story, any Daniel Jeremiah story, because all of these guys are all in bed with one another.
You can have a relationship. I think you got. I'm talking about personal.
Yeah.
I think when you and obviously it's still alleged, but you can, once you cross that line, which that's what it looked like, and we talked about it before. This ain't some random. This is somebody.
This is a
PI.
Yeah.
This is a PI being sent on.
And that's what
That's not a PI on Jay Glazer's where's he? He's with Sean McVay, and they got exclusive pictures of them in the hot tub
And I think
together.
that's what makes us weird,
Do you
Rob
see what I'm
G?
saying?
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
And Rob knows this. The challenge becomes, I can be cool with you. We can have a relationship, but there's a line where X, Y, Z happened. I have to report on that. If it's intimate and personal, I may not report on that because it affects our relationship.
Right, but
I got to come home, theoretically home to you.
And Kelvin, spot on.
And that's the difference between we're cool, we go golfing, but this happened, I got to do it, versus boo.
Just like
boo, I can't hurt boo.
Even the players
allegedly,
the players that I've gone out strip clubs or out for drinks or whatever, they're not going to do anything in front of me. I'm a reporter 24/7. Do you know what I mean? I'm not turning my head. I'm not wink, and none of that.
Right.
I'm dead serious.
Right.
I can have a drink with you. I can go out for a meal with you, but I never am going to lose my integrity on what it is that I do. I want you to know I'm a reporter. And what you just said is the perfect example. You don't want to mess up what you got and you find out something, and that is what's scary, and that's the integrity part. It's not a morality question for me. That's what she has to answer with her own family. Mm-hmm. He has to answer with his wife and kids or whatever, and their gods or whoever they pray to. That's for them to decide. And the same thing, as a news organization, The Athletic, you got to make sure that you're not setting up a situation where you're going to have a problem in the future. And
that's why I was shocked that that's what I was shocked that they would be so firm. Why are you over there smiling, Monty? I'll talk to you in a minute during commercial. All right, on the way, we got Shekel City as usual, plus your tire rack play of the day.
At least we got into it and aired it out. I think you've got some knowledge from this thing, right? Just from both sides.
And also, somebody got paid very early in the MLB. We'll talk about it as well. It's the Odd Couple on a Worship Wednesday, Fox Sports Radio.
Speaking of Glenn Rivers, he also coached that team and didn't win nothing. Doc Rivers, in case you guys missed it, was part of a long-form expose by ESPN today where they discussed everything that's gone wrong with the Milwaukee Bucks this season, even going back to last season. There's a lot of turmoil. Giannis, will he or won't he go? The front office and him are at odds. The roster is buried of talent. Doc Rivers is doing Doc Rivers things. And one of the things that Shams Charania included in his story, got to make sure I stress this point, spoke to 6 people who were in the room at the time this happened. Not one, not two, another. 6 people. So, everybody was upset about what Doc Rivers said during a team meeting that they had earlier this year. According to Shams, at a March 1 team meeting, Doc Rivers told his players to Google him and look up his resume. And according to Shams, the exact quote he used was, "I took teams to the playoffs and to the championship that weren't supposed to. I thought this was one of them. Either you're with us or you're against us."
If I got to Google your resume like that and you're talking to me like that and saying it with your chest, you ain't all that. I ain't got to Google Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, some of the greats, Greg Popovich. You know why? Because I know. And if I got to Google, if you Google me, are you kidding me? All right, so then let's take it the next step further. Well, let's actually Google him, okay? Let's do that. He is the only coach in league history, Rob Parker, to blow multiple 3-1 leads in the postseason. I ain't done Googling. His teams have also blown 5 3-2 leads, 1 2-0 lead, and has lost Game 7 at home 4 different times. So you're talking about Google me. We did. And one of those things you should have said, don't Google me, because then we could at least, maybe he wasn't as bad as I thought, or maybe, you know what, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe he was better than I thought he was. Then you hit Google and you say, well, you know what? No, I'm not crazy. What team did he have, Rob Parker, that they took far that we didn't expect anything from? Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Rondo.
I have no idea what team that might be.
Was supposed to be in those title games. You could argue should have won maybe one more. Those Clipper teams were like we talk about all the time, where sexy picks. Everybody was picking every year for about 4 or 5 years. Well, this is the year they get it done. This is the year they get it done.
Right. Because
they should have.
Because they had a squad.
Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, Jamal Crawford, J.J. Redick. And then depending on the era, Matt Barnes is a good defensive player, small forward. Batum, all these guys. So you can say they underachieved. You could have had Tim Duncan if you let his daddy on the plane.
No,
or his girlfriend on the plane.
Yeah, his wife.
Or whoever, his lady.
Yeah, his lady.
Come on. Doc had a fine career. Like nothing you had fine. But let's not elevate it. And you and I already talked about him being in the Hall of Fame is crazy. So to say Google me and then I will Google you and I see all of this, stop it. And this has been an underachieving team. Look at the players he had. Tracy McGrady, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Rondo, Ray Allen, Chris Paul, Blake, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Joel Embiid, James Harden, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Damian Lillard, Grant Hill. One ring out of all that, Rob G? Stop it.
I think what you said earlier is probably the best point. That if you have to tell people to Google you, you are not one of those guys. Because it's just the idea that you would have to say that. I think teams make a big mistake. I'm going to say this as someone who's covered sports for a long time. Before you get into the building of any team, everybody should have mandatory sit down, watch this video, and tell people who everybody is. And you know what I mean? And why they're in the building. I don't understand. Like, you've had, like, I've told you before, where Shaq was asking, who was it? Oh, my God, I just forgot.
What position? What
the coach? He was the coach who won a championship with with Seattle. He passed away. Oh my God, I'm just forgetting. But my point is, I'll get his
Lenny
name.
Wilkens.
Lenny Wilkens.
Yeah.
He asked Lenny Wilkens once, "Hey, coach, you know a lot about basketball. Did you ever play?" Lenny Wilkens is on the top 50 of all time. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, that should never happen because there should be a video. Lenny Wilkens, right? Or this guy who you see, this old guy walking around in the building who's coming over and talk to you. You should know what he did in basketball. You should know his career. But my point is, in the case of Doc Rivers, no. Telling people to Google you and act like, you know, they should know because of all the successes and look at what you were able to accomplish. When you look at his whole career, he underachieved for the type of players that he had, the players that he had, the situations that he had. And then it's one thing if you were never up 3-1 because your team wasn't that good. No. You had 3-1 leads, which told you we were pretty damn good. Am I right?
Fox Sports Radio, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday. Thank you for watching. We still got a lot coming up on the show. We got Sean Powell's going to join us next hour. I have to make sure I say that because I'm
Powell to the people.
Yeah, or I'm going to say Sean Paul. Yeah, I'm not going to say that.
Oh,
so
God,
I always have to slow it down. And then Robert Little is going to join us as well last hour. So a lot to get to still on the show. Right now it's time for Shekel City.
Welcome to Shekel City, the home base for Rob Parker's daily picks against the spread.
How'd you do?
All right, here we go. It wasn't a good night, 1-2 last night, but you ready for my record?
Okay.
170. So I made the 100 mark. 100 correct, 70.
There you go.
Incorrect.
You made it a nice round number. That's what you wanted to do.
I like that.
It's like pumping gas. I'm going to stop at this exact $80, which
exactly.
is
I always do that all the time. You know, but you know how you always trying to get
those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
That will ruin my day. If I'm trying to stop at 80 and I hit it with an 80.22 cents, like it will ruin my. What's wrong? I didn't get it on the number.
All right, here we go. Best bet. Cleveland Cavaliers -1.5. They're hosting the Atlanta Hawks.
Hawks are good, man.
San Antonio -3.5. They are hosting, I should say, Portland. And I have the Phoenix Suns -10.5 at home taking on the Dallas Mavericks. So the Suns minus 10.5, Spurs minus 3.5, and the Cavaliers minus 1.5. And remember, I'm not telling you who to bet on. I'm telling you who I bet on.
I gotta say, the Suns, man, they are a better team than we thought. To give them some credit, they played really hard this year. They
lost last night to Houston, but still,
and that was bad. They were up big too. They were up big in the first quarter, up like 20 something.
Yeah,
so
that was one of the ones that I lost. So I was like,
you don't want to lose that because I took her on the second guy home turn the game. It's like, whoa! All right, now it's time for your tie rack play of the day.
Swung on, ripped to right. There's a base hit. Kafus around third will try to win it. Thomas's throw to the plate. The slide. Ball game over. Safe at the plate is Kafus. And Brian Rocchio with a walk-off game-winning single to right. They beat the Kansas City Royals 2-1.
Guardian Radio on the call. Your Tire Rack play of the day brought to you by Tire Rack. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive. Ship fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com. It is the way tire buying should be. Connor Griffin just got paid with the Pirates. Was it $150 million? 9 years, $150 million?
140.
And this is a less than a week after his debut. Not hitting too great right now. I think it's like 190 or something, but obviously it's early in the season, and obviously he's very young, 19 years old. You got an issue with this?
It's a big gamble. And
wait, hold on, start. Gamble, are you saying for them, or gamble you're saying with him?
Not for him, for the Pirates. Are you kidding me? You're a 19-year-old kid who could be batting 190 at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. You could get hit in the face, and I'm not putting that in the atmosphere. But you know what? Like, a lot can happen. Maybe you aren't that good. Maybe you were good in the minor league. There's a lot of guys. It's funny. It was the anniversary of Joe Charbonneau, who was the Rookie of the Year of the Cleveland Indians. Joe Charbonneau.
Mm-hmm.
That was about it. He had a great rookie year, and that was about it for him. Okay, like they figured him out. He couldn't recover. But I get the Pirates. 149 years from now is going to be a bargain. It's a bargain now. And Connor is smart. His family's smart. Anybody offers you $140 million large, you're taking it.
So that's where I was going with this. The gamble to me ends up becoming, do you look at it as him? But he's 19 years old, right? And if somebody's giving you 140, here's the best part. If you're as good as they think you are that they want to pay you 140, well, in about 4 or 5 years, you're 23, 24, you should be that guy, batting .308 and 35 home runs and whatever, and you're that guy. Well, they're going to offer you another $400 or $500 million. So to me, he's just young enough where, okay, maybe I undersold for a few years, but you're going to get that money back in a handful of years. So I'm not turning down 140, and it ends up being a win-win for both. So I'm not mad. It makes sense. If for them he ends up being really good, then you got a bargain. It's like I'm only paying Patrick Mahomes $40-something million. You got other guys making 50s and 60s, and he's arguably the best quarterback. So it's a good deal for them. But that's 19 years old, $140 million. Let me tell you what you couldn't do for at least a month. You couldn't tell me nothing. For a whole month, $140 million. That is absolutely insane. Somebody told the NBA a little something. We'll tell you who it was and what he said. It's the Odd Couple.
We are Buckmore.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion.
Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
The San Antonio Spurs will be without Victor Wembanyama and Stephon Castle tonight as they take on the Portland Trail Blazers. That means that Oklahoma City can clinch the number 1 seed in the West with the win over the Clippers or a San Antonio loss to the Blazers. Cade Cunningham is back in action today for the Pistons. He's missed the last 11 games because of that collapsed lung. The Pistons currently lead the Bucks 53-47. They're halfway through the second quarter. Late in the second quarter, where the Magic are up on the Timberwolves at home 51-50. Naz Reid 15 points for Minnesota. Evan Mobley has 14 points and 9 rebounds for Cleveland, but the Cavaliers are losing to the Hawks at home 55-51. They're also late in the second quarter. In Major League Baseball, the Marlins have extended their lead over the Reds. They're up 6-2, bottom of the third inning. The Cubs lead the Rays 6-1, top of the fifth inning, while the Yankees are up on the A's at home 2-0, bottom of the third inning. Amancio Bolaños.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 2 on a Worship Wednesday. It is the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Be sure to check out our brand new YouTube channel. A lot of people watching today. Appreciate you. On the YouTube, just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Again, that's Odd Couple FSR. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't stop there. Of course, you could also hit that thumbs up icon, comment away, do all that stuff. Check us out on YouTube. Watch us live. And search Odd Couple FSR and hit the subscribe button. Coming up in about 28 minutes, Sean Powell, NBA.com, and One's Gotta Go is also coming up later on in this hour.
Lots to get to on a Worship Wednesday. Rob G, somebody who's never afraid, whether you agree with him or not, to get on the microphone and say some stuff will be Draymond Green. And Draymond had a little something to say to Adam Silver and the execs in the NBA.
I get fined when I do wrong. Just fine the hell out of people. You know, we love taking money from players. Keep fining the teams. I've seen 2 fines. And we all know everybody taking. But you've seen 2 fines. You know, if it was players, we snatched that money in a heartbeat. Why isn't it the same?
Draymond's talking about the game last night. Well, the Warriors was at the Kings, playing the Kings. And long story short, towards the end of the game, they purposely fouled Seth Curry, who was a good free throw shooter. Obviously, he's a Curry. You know, they be putting the ball in the hole, shooting-wise. I'm waiting on you.
I'm not
last
saying
second, except the last shot of the game. But Draymond's right. It was a weird foul. It intentionally fouled him, and it kind of didn't add up what they were trying to do, and they're putting a great free throw shooter on the line and knocked down 2 and blah, blah, blah. So Draymond touched on something that I think, again, tanking in the NBA has been a big conversation. By the way, tanking's been going on for eons. I keep telling people, stop acting like every team in the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s were good. People were tanking back then as well. It's just not as flagrant, and we just didn't see what was going on a random Tuesday night in Sacramento.
Well, people also weren't paying $400 for tickets.
People weren't paying that much. And
I'm just saying,
and gambling wasn't as prevalent, right? You didn't know what was going on Tuesday as far as access and ease, meaning you could just hop on an app right now, and I can say, over under, and this guy, he's going to have, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. You can do that now. So I say that to say this is why this is a big deal in the NBA, Rob. Because people are aware, they're hyper aware now. There's gambling, there's parlays, there's ease of access. You got kids gambling now because it's right on your phone. It's easy to do. And so people are paying attention more than ever to stats and what's going on. And so they see this. You got streaming games. It's stuff's being globalized. It's all across the world. So what could be done in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, kind of be hidden or known or kind of just be a quiet thing that's happening is loud now. And you got a loud mouth with Draymond calling him out. And he's right. Players get fined for everything. Saying this, cussing out a ref, not wearing this, wearing these shoes, doing that, don't wear that, didn't talk to the media. And you have organizations who are clearly, flagrantly tanking, and the NBA is hanging on to those 2 $500,000 fines. They fined 2 organizations, one time $500,000. And to me, we know what rich people love. They love money. You know what else they don't like? Cutting checks all the time. One time, all right, cool, it's worth it. Because it's absolutely worth it. If you're going to come back and get the Bonta and I got to pay $500,000 for it, cool, I'll do that easily. You have to find these teams more and more because people are seeing it. People are getting played. You mentioned it. Fans are paying $400 for tickets. It makes no sense. They're coming to games. And watch this. It ain't even just the tanking. They did some reporting on the big national games this year. 32% of the games, the big nationally televised games, stars didn't play. 32% of your nationally televised games. And you know you have these streamings that are playing billions upon billions of dollars. So what's happening is you have all this going on if you're Adam Silver. We talked about the gambling issues that they had last season and during the offseason. You add in all of a sudden, you got the tanking. We got to fix the All-Star game. There's so much going on, and people want to see Adam Silver's going to, really come in and flex his muscles and start to change things. So Draymond is right with this because it's not fair that players they're penalized, and this, I don't often agree with Draymond. You know that. But you get penalized and fined for so much as a player, but organizations can deal and be hurting the integrity of the game, hurting fans who are paying money, coming to show and seeing terrible presentation and terrible effort from the whole organization, and they're only fined one time, $500,000. The NBA has to find a way to de-incentivize tanking. And they got some plan that could be coming out here any day now, next 24, 48 hours that they're going to start to try to implement. We'll have to wait and see. But I don't often agree with Draymond, but it seems to not be fair that the players are held accountable more than organizations. And we know owners are involved, and owners are, of course, the commissioner. He runs all the owners. So they ain't going to be
he works for the owners.
That's my point. They ain't going to make sure he's hurting them, too much. Because you work for us, Commissioner.
I'm going to disagree.
I'm
going to disagree with you and Draymond.
Okay,
because money is not going to stop. Like I know you said they don't want to. They don't mind giving out money, but they're going to stop if you find them to. No, you have to hurt the organization for real. The way that even the NFL, where they took away draft picks from the Patriots, like you have to take away players. That's the only way. And I told you before, you want to stop tanking. The team with the worst record will not be able to get the first overall pick. That's a start. So you're not rewarded.
Here's where that gets tricky, though.
You're not rewarded.
You're the who's the best? Who would you say the best? See,
it's not tricky because you would be looking at the standings saying we don't want to be the last. We don't want to be that team.
But I'll give you an example, and only using this because you're LeBron's gone now. Let's say he retires this year, whatever. Luka's the best player in the Lakers. Luka gets down, tore ACL. Well, now you're not tanking. You're just a horrible team, right? Which we lost our guy, a top 1, 2, 3 player in the league, and now we can't get a draft pick, a top draft pick.
No, you might get second, third.
We might be last. We lost Luka. We lost Joker. We lost, SGA, the Thunder, so daggone.
But I'm just. I hear what you're saying.
And that's
but my
why
point
it gets
is,
difficult.
you could get the second pick, the third pick.
I can't get the first. And I lost Luka?
No, you cannot. Nope, you can't get the first pick. You just can't because.
So I'm penalized because he didn't tore, and I get your point. I'm just playing the devil's advocate.
Yeah, but my only way is that's the only way you're going to stop the other people from doing it. Okay, so you're right, and every once in a while there'll be a circumstance or a situation like that. But the majority of the time, it ain't because you lost a player and now you're the Spurs and David Robinson and you got Tim Duncan. That every once in a while that'll happen. I'll give you that. But for the most part, don't tell me. If there's some great player out there and you're, one of these teams and you're looking at the standings, we need to win. Dude, we can't be – we don't want to be – we might get the second pick, third pick. So this way you still allow them to be able to get some talent. It's not like they're totally out of it where you're not giving the bottom 5 teams anything, second, third, fourth, whatever. But make – the first overall pick is the one you don't want to be in last place. I
hear you. Every time you do something flagrant, we talked about this, Rob.
But it's got to be like players. Money isn't a deterrent.
But here's where it starts to tally up. Every time you're Utah and your starters are not playing in the fourth, and I see that as a league, that's 500. Every time you're doing some weird thing to follow teams so they can go make free throws so they can get more points and win, I'm fining you. So I'm saying that it starts to tally up. You go trade for a player, Zubac, and he got a headache. He can't play for 2 weeks. Fining you in every game he doesn't play. So if it starts tallying up, I agree that 100,000 here, 200,000 there. For billionaires, it won't add up. But
if you start taking players away, I'm dead. Like now, I don't have my second round pick. Now they're taking. Like they start to say we're going to take. Assets, those are real assets. Those fines, which are tax right, they probably could write those off business-wise. It's a part of doing business. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff where you're not really getting hurt by it.
The other challenge, too, is teams, they feel, and in some cases, kind of proven right, that's the only way to get better. Only way for me to get better is to land
No, if it happens, it should
generational talent X.
No, but it should just be from the standpoint of you're not like it just happened to be bad or whatever, and it happens. But even then, you're in a lottery, so you're not granted. They did that. They stopped doing that so that you're in the lottery.
Right.
The Pistons, as bad as they were, they had like 3 years in a row where they got they get the fifth, sixth, which didn't help the organization like to turn. Am I right?
Until they got the number one, they got Cade.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what the teams are going to say is, see, this is the only way. And also, the NBA makes it hard for you to improve, and the monies have to match in trades. You can't just do this, and you can only trade this player for this certain type of time, and you can't. And if you're a small market, you're not going to get free agents. So it is very difficult to get better in the NBA. You kind of got to be Cleveland and suck, and you land LeBron, right? And now we're good for however many years he was there in both portions, right? Iterations. We kind of suck until we get Patrick Ewing, if you're the Knicks back in the day. It happens where these teams, they're not doing well until they get player X, and now you're good for the next 5, 10, 15 years. The Warriors were meddling there. Then you get Steph, and that obviously wasn't the number one pick, so it's not a good example.
I was going to say, they didn't get the number one pick for that.
That draft can change your fortunes. But the NBA could make it a little bit easier for teams to find ways to improve, because they do make it a little bit more difficult to improve. But if you're Adam Silver, this is something you have to look into, because if this, like I said, it's been happening for years, but because of viewership, because of social media, we have access. People can, people like Rob G get podcasts, and then they say, hey, look at this, and they show you the video of this team tanking, and stuff just goes viral. We're much more privy to this information and seeing it now. Like I said, you didn't know what was happening on a random Wednesday night with the Bobcats, when the Charlotte Bobcats. You didn't know you didn't even know or care.
But it's still, a money fine is not going to stop billionaires. It's just not. Like, I don't think that's – you have companies who get fined by the government all the time, dumping weight. They still do it. Like, they'll just do it, and they'll pay the fine. Am I right?
No, you're right.
You know that. You cover that stuff.
Yeah.
They'll still do it.
So, if it's –
right, what's the bill? How much is it?
If it's players that or draft picks, in essence, then that may have to be his way as well. But I think the larger point to Draymond's is to quietly sit by and make – whether it be, to your point, players, draft picks, fines, money – I do think the larger point of the idea that they're getting away with it and nothing's happening. We had 2 fines in the same day to these 2 different organizations one time. That isn't fair when it's getting flagrant. I mean, Rob G, you and I talk about the stuff we're seeing now. It's like they're not even trying. Like, yeah, hey, go trade for that player, and then his ankle's messed up and he can't play the rest of the season. What, a bad ankle? Yeah, I know, it's crazy, ain't it? Like, they're flagrant with it now.
All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Do you agree with Draymond Green? There's something you don't say often.
I don't say that too often. You know that.
When he says the best way to stop tanking is to find teams who do it. I disagree. Kelvin agrees with Draymond. 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. We'll continue this conversation next with you. It is The Odd Couple, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
Man, I don't even want to do the bit. You reminded me the Pistons could have had a Wemby with Cade in the USA.
And then you just reminded me. Thanks a lot, Chris. All right, so check it out. Some people have Starbucks order that they depend on, and depending on their mood, they'll order certain things, Rob.
That's right. Morning coffee.
And on the weekends, sometimes you get a little ice and fun, right?
But now afternoons have a new go-to because Starbucks has just launched their new energy refreshers. That's right. They really do hit the spot in the afternoon, especially before we host our show right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Facts. Got one in my hand. They're the Starbucks refreshers and flavors everybody already loves, like the strawberry acai pink drink. Dragon. You got the dragon drink, and now with an added boost of caffeine and B vitamins, and you know I need that. I'm getting up all early in the morning.
There you go. Plus, you can try some new flavors like the Mango Strawberry Energy Refresher or the Mango Dream Energy Drink. They're bright, fruity, super refreshing when the afternoon hits.
And then we enjoy them because they taste great, right? They got to taste good. And then also get that energy. Giving the energy that I need, especially with the way these kids be driving me crazy.
And we mean it. That's right. We've been drinking them today. There's yours right there. If you're watching us on YouTube, We have a bunch of them in the studio. That's right. The staff has tried them. Everyone is a fan. Whatever flavor you like, Starbucks energy refreshers are exactly what you need to power your day.
Monty might need one too. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna lie. I saw you over there dozing, Monty. I wasn't gonna call you out. Chris, you too. So look, when the afternoon slowdown kicks in, like it did for Monty, just like it did for us before we went on the air today, make sure you head onto your nearest Starbucks, try one of the new energy refreshers.
Or order one right now on the Starbucks app. Go get Starbucks.
Giannis sounds like he want a culture shift in Milwaukee if he's going to stay. Now, Giannis, the will he or won't he request the trade has taken yet another turn. On the same day that ESPN does a full expose on, what's going on in Milwaukee, how unsatisfied he is with the front office, how Doc Rivers is over here saying blasphemous stuff at team meetings. Coincidentally, we'll get into that later, Giannis did a exclusive interview with the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel.
I like him already. Give the hometown
good on
people,
him.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously. That's who he should be giving an exclusive story to, not to a national outlet.
And
I'm dead serious.
While we're at it, kudos to Lori Nickel for getting the exclusive.
Yes.
We'll put the name
for
on
the
it.
local paper,
Yep.
right? Yes, I like that.
And
name on it.
During the conversation, Lori asked Giannis if he saw a path for himself to come back and stay in Milwaukee. To Giannis's credit, answered quickly without hesitation, 100% yes. Yes. And then he goes on and says later, I want to be here. I want to be with my team. I want to win here again. This is my home. I spent more years here than I did in Greece. It is my home. I want to help the community with my wife and my brothers. As long as it's great organized basketball and the team's willing to play selfless basketball, chase the same goal that's bigger than themselves, I will be here.
And I've told you time and time again, he ain't going nowhere. I've said this to you. Because he's a different guy. And if he really wanted out of there, and I know people have come up with, I remember, what was it, the year that they got swept by Miami, and Miami wound up going to the championship that year. What year was that? Was that in the bubble? Was that that was in the bubble, right? Because
it was the second time they went.
Right?
22. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And everybody, that was when everybody said that you should go to Miami. You remember that? Like, go to Miami and blah, 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 and don't stay in Milwaukee. And he signed an extension. You're dumb. You're crazy, whatever. You'll never win. Everybody pointed a finger at you. You'll never win in Milwaukee. And guess what? He wound up winning a championship.
Mm-hmm.
He's a made man. He's comfortable. He's not, I don't see him as trying to be a ring chaser. He's never going to be the greatest, considered the greatest of all. You know what I mean? None of that's on the table for him. So, and they've done everything that they asked him. They went and got Damian Lillard and gave up everything that they could, right, to bring him in. They did it, and they got Drew Holiday for him. Like, they've gone out and said, hey, what do you need? What are we trying to do here? And even when that conversation about going to the Knicks and all that, I don't feel that with him. I really believe, even though, maybe the outside people and maybe some tweets that people read into, if he really didn't want to be there, it just take 2 seconds. Because if you're the front office and you're the general manager ownership and he says, I don't want to be here anymore, that dude won you a championship. He's amazing. Like, even the people there got to respect that, and you don't want to do that to somebody who doesn't really want to be there anymore.
Well, they said it. Shams reported that they had some meeting or gentleman agreement a couple of years back where they basically said, look, if there's a point when they did his extension, it's 23, I believe it was, they said, hey, look, when if it gets to the point where let us know. We'll do what's best for you. You, like you said, won us a ring. You've been great to us. So, and that happens in sports, which I think is pretty cool. But this is why, Rob, and I don't think you're wrong, but you're wrong.
Okay.
What I mean is, I think he didn't want to leave, but I think what he wants is it to be perfect. I want to have this player, this coach, this thing, these guys, these backup guys off the bench, this system. They got to work hard like me, and that's just not sports. And so what happens is when he looks up and it's not happening the way he wants, then he starts hinting at stuff. I don't want Adrian Griffin, who was performing well as a coach. I want Doc Rivers. We'll get into that next hour, how that's been going. And now, okay, but this isn't working. I want Damian Lillard. Well, the conversation where they can't work together. Something's going on. They got a little rift there. We don't know what's up. So it seems like it keeps being something that he's not happy about, and then he hints and he says things and he insinuates things, then he pulls his hand back, right? And that's the issue I have with it. It's okay to want to leave. You've earned it because everything you just said. He is a made man. He has given it his all. He has been there so long. He has brought joy to the city. It's okay. And what happens, Rob, you know this. Anybody watching on YouTube, listening on the air, when you stay in a relationship that is starting to get a little weird, you starting to look out the door, he's looking out the door, she's looking out the door, they're looking out the door, it gets weird. It's almost become to the point where it becomes it can't fix it. And I think they've gotten to a point where their philosophies and their foundation changes. In a relationship, you can have a little few things. That's a part of life, some rough patches, any relationship. But the foundation is typically the same, right? Your morals, your beliefs, your approach. And the Bucks are showing our morals and our approach is different than what you want. Our foundation has changed. You're still wanting to play this season. You ain't playing again. So now he's ready to get some courts involved and the NBA involved because they're saying you ain't playing again. For him, that's it. For him, that is offensive. I'm healthy. I'm playing. For them, nah, bruh. We trying to get these lottery chips up, get a chance to win, a great pick, and help build this thing. And I just think ultimately it's going to be where they're going to trade him somewhere, get the best offer they can get. Apparently it was in Miami. They gave him Fox
Sports
Tyler Hero,
Radio.
a couple other players, and a bunch of picks.
It's the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a Worship Wednesday. That's right.
Still got a lot coming up for you. We got Sean Powell, NBA.com, getting ready to join us here in a handful of minutes. We got One's Gotta Go. Say a little NBA version. I won't get in all the details yet. That'll be fun coming up here in a little bit as well. And does your afternoon need a little boost? We'll try the new Starbucks Energy Refreshers, the Starbucks refreshers that you love. Now, with an added boost of caffeine to power your day, get your favorite flavor, or try the new Mango Strawberry Energy Refresher or Mango Dream Energy Drink. Get the new Energy Refresher at Starbucks today or order one right now on the Spectrum app. Tempted to order one for Monty and Chris because y'all look a little sluggish. Did I say that out loud? Monty like, yeah, fool. I had volleyball. It was crazy yesterday. All right, let's take some calls. 877-99 on Fox. Talking about the NBA tanking. Draymond went off on the NBA last night at the press conference after the game, saying they need to be fining. Y'all fine the players all the time for any and everything. What about the organizations and these owners? Rob says, fine them, take away some players or some draft
I'm talking
picks.
about draft. No money. No, the money isn't going to change anything.
Let me find you $500,000.
Go ahead. I ain't paying it.
Who we got?
All right, 877-99 on Fox. Mike in Augusta. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, fellas? How's everybody?
Doing
What's
good.
going on?
Everything's everything here in Augusta, dodging the masses traffic, making the masses money, you know.
There you go.
Hold on, no say it like that.
Well, here in Augusta.
I mean, I still have PTSD from them not letting no brothers play until 1989 or whatever.
Hey, blame Tiger Woods. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but so many people are working and getting extra money from the extra revenue and the traffic. It's a good time of the year for us.
That's good, man. That's good. I got to get out there one day.
Yeah, let's go on my list when I retire. I'm going to go. I've never
nice.
been. Yeah,
Nice.
I've never been.
Absolutely. So I have the solution to the whole tanking situation. So 3-strike rule. Strike one, $500,000 fine. Strike two, $1 million fine. Strike three, you are ineligible for the lottery. Can't qualify for the lottery if you get caught.
I like that. Kind of the best of both worlds is money and pick.
Well, because to me, it's about that. That's where you scare people. So I hear you. Because the money thing, again, they get to write that off as a business expense. You're not really hurting them in the pocketbook, Mike. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, I get, and I get your point, and that might be
Am I
the
right,
answer.
though?
I just don't like the idea that they're doing nothing.
No.
And I think that's the big issue right now.
I just
for
don't
me.
think money is going to, like, players aren't billionaires. You know, like you start taking away people's money, it adds up. Remember.
I do, though, but I hear you, and I definitely get your point, but
And
rich people love money. That's why some of the most frugal people you meet, I ain't going to point no elbows, are people
Chris
who.
Broussard ain't in the studio.
Hey, you said he invite you to lunch and then make you pay for it?
You saw you were there.
Y'all, let's do breakfast. And then, I'm just talking. Who next?
Chris, he ripping you.
Shout out to Chris.
Andre in Massachusetts.
I like it.
You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dre?
How you doing? Thanks for taking the call. This is a rare moment where myself and Draymond Green are in agreement, and he's not out there kung fu kicking people and screaming at the top of his lungs.
Don't forget choking people, Dre.
Hey, listen, Draymond, when you're right, you're right. On these other instances, I can't get down with you, but I think we do need penalties. Rob, in terms of the money, right, these guys are billionaires, and it's just going to be a parking ticket. How about we go back to David Stern when you used to actually take away draft picks, right? What happened with Joe Smith when they did that foolishness behind the scenes and David Stern came through, the angel of Stern, dropped the hammer on them, and we haven't had any issues like that.
But that's where they took away picks, right, Dre? Right.
And that was it. That was the bottom line. He came down hard on the Timberwolves, and that's why, the situation with Kawhi and how it's kind of reared its ugly head right now and how, frankly, the current leadership is ducking the conversation. No.
Yeah, that's a good point. We talked about that a lot early. We ain't heard nothing from that since. I'm going to check in with Monty, the Clipper fan. What's up? What's up with that? She can tell me that in a minute. Okay.
877-99 on Fox. Thanks, Dre. Appreciate it in the Commonwealth. Jack in Vermont. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jack?
How's it going, guys?
Doing great.
Good,
How
man.
are you?
Thank you.
I'm excellent. I'm really excited to talk on the show.
How long you been listening, Jack? Hold on. How long you been listening to the show? We appreciate you.
I'm actually a really recent listener.
Okay.
We just got a new car. I can't connect my phone to it to play music, so I started listening to the radio.
Wow.
Hey, don't be doing us like that.
No.
Once my music gets rolling, I'm going to ditch y'all.
No, don't ditch us once you figure it out now, Jack.
No, there's no way to connect it. Don't worry. You guys are here to stay.
All right. What you got?
But I just wanted to say I was listening and I was thinking a really good example of how bad tanking is you look at a team like the Jazz who has these young guys like Bryce Sensabaugh and Ace Bailey, and they're exciting coming out of college, and now you don't hear anything about them because you have the Jazz just tanking, not trying, not doing anything. And even you look at a guy like Lauri Markkanen, who's been around a little longer than them, and they're supposed to look up to him, and he's actively participating in this tanking, and it destroys their careers.
You know what's funny about that?
Really slows them down.
No, we appreciate the call, and I hope your music never works so you keep listening to us.
That's right.
No,
Thanks, Jack.
But
Appreciate it.
let me say this. Do you remember all the Ace Bailey conversations? And he had a bad friend, agent, family of the friend of the family as an agent, blah, 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 blah. He didn't maybe want to go to the Jazz, wanted to handpick a team. Ace Bailey, who's talented, hasn't been able to really showcase what he can do, right? We haven't really seen, we haven't really heard much. And he's right. If you're in a situation where the team's trying to tank and you can't get busy and put up points and be productive and have winning ways, that can hurt you, right? Because he just falls into the category of, oh, yeah, a little young dude that had a little name coming out. It's like, no, dude, I couldn't showcase and try to win. This team wouldn't let me. So that is an interesting point for Ace Bailey, who didn't want to go to Utah, ended up in Utah, and we ain't heard from him since.
We really haven't. That's a great point. I don't know how he's played. Do you?
No, every now and again, if they're on like playing the Lakers or something, you go, oh, yeah, Ace Bailey. You forget all about him. All right, on the way, Sean Powell. We'll talk to him in just a little bit right now. Monty is going to get you updated, as well as an update on Kawhi.
Did you see that ball go through his leg?
I did see that. That was
man, that was bad.
With the
he
Utah,
got the shiesty on, he couldn't see.
With the Utah Jazz, I feel like the one player we all kept hearing about was Lauri Markkanen.
He's been traded 3 years in a row.
Right, but that's like the player I feel like we've heard the most about. He is available. Kawhi Leonard is available and likely to play today.
Well, I meant the other stuff.
Oh, that's all I'm going to talk about.
That's
you mean
all.
is he planting trees?
I don't know.
Is that what you're asking me?
All I know is that was something
you
we
know
heard
what?
about, and then we ain't heard
I didn't see any pictures, so I don't. What are we? Apparently, pictures is what you need to prove something.
What have we heard less of, Rob?
we need
Ace
pictures.
Bailey or that Kawhi issue?
The Kawhi thing. You guys leave him alone. He's got a lot of injuries, and he's gonna freaking play the 65 games. He's a fun guy. He's probably gonna make the All NBA team. Who would have thought that of Kawhi this year, especially when the Clippers started 6-21. He is the reason the Clippers are in the position that they are right now. The Clippers will be playing later today against the Spurs. Yes, the Spurs. No, the Thunder. That's what it is. That's why I think they're going to lose. The Thunder and the Clippers are going to play later today, but the Spurs are taking on the Trailblazers, and Spurs are going to be without Victor Wembanyama and without Stephon Castle. So this means that the Thunder could clinch the number 1 seed in the West with the win over the Clippers, or if the Spurs lose to the Trailblazers. Cade Cunningham is back in action. He's got 6 points, and the Pistons lead the Bucks 76-57. They're early in the third quarter, just like the Hawks and the Cavaliers, where the Hawks are up 70-69. Jonathan Kuminga is the leading scorer right now. He's got 14 points. James Harden struggling from the field, 3 of 13 from the field for James Harden. Halfway through the third quarter in Orlando, where the Magic lead the Timberwolves 80-68. Paolo Banchero, 18.6 rebounds and 6 assists. When it comes to baseball, the Cubs lead the race 6-1, bottom of the 7th inning, about to start at Tropicana Field. The Marlins still up on the Reds 6-4 after 5 innings. The A's have tied the game in the Bronx against the Yankees. They're tied at 2 apiece, top of the 5th inning. The Twins scored 6 runs in the first inning, so they lead the Tigers 6-0, bottom of the 3rd inning right now. The Padres already defeated the Pirates 8-2. Guardians outscored the Royals 10-2. The Orioles defeated the White Sox 5-3, while the Rangers shut out the Mariners 3-0, and the Blue Jays took down the Dodgers 4-3, snapping Toronto's 6-game losing streak. In the NHL, there is no clinching scenario for the playoffs when it comes to the NHL, but there are 3 games going on tonight. Sabres and Rangers are tied at 2 halfway through the second period. After the first period, the Capitals lead the Maple Leafs 1-0. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. We are the Odd Couple. He's Rob. I'm Kelvin on the Worship Wednesday. One's got to go on the way right now. Joined by Sean Powell, NBA.com. Powell to the people. I love that. That's a good handle.
That's the best handle.
Yeah, I can't front. Sean, you did.
I've known
your
Sean
thing
a million years. It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah,
What's up, buddy?
Thing.
Yeah, hey, but that's the last creative thing I ever did, so I'm just hanging my hat on it for as long as I can.
Yeah, right. You've been writing for a million years. Are you kidding me? Goes back to the Dallas Times-Herald. How about that?
Yeah, well,
don't tell too many people that. You're going to age me there.
I know.
He just told the whole nation on the national show. Yes,
because Kelvin's like, what paper is that? I never heard of the Dallas Times-Herald.
Was that on the show, Dallas? I don't remember that.
Yeah. Actually, the question you're asking is, newspaper, what's that?
Yeah, well, I'm old enough to still remember that because I remember Rob doing stuff as well.
Unbelievable.
All right, so we got to ask you this hard-hitting question. Are the Pistons winning the championship since Katie's back?
No.
All right, I had to ask. He's back, and Rob said he hate that.
Look, I respect the Pistons. Number one, for a couple years ago, they were just stuck in the mud. Obviously, made some serious changes. J.B. Bickerstaff had a very great year. Cade Cunningham, before he was work, was an MVP candidate. Jalen Duren, that's a good team. Number 1 seed for much of the season. But I mean, really, if you ask, the basketball world, who do they think is better, Detroit or Boston? I think a fair amount of them will say Boston.
It's interesting though with that. By the way, Sean and Rob, that it's more of that conversation. Rob might feel differently just because he has to oppose me in this. We're not saying the Knicks anymore. It went straight to Boston.
I disagree.
I knew you were saying it. You still like the Cavs, by the way?
I would pick the Cavs and the Knicks ahead of Detroit.
That's crazy.
I'm not even kidding.
Did you see what the Pistons did even without Cade?
I'm just telling you. I'm talking about playoffs.
I'll give you the Celtics. I'll give you that.
There's no doubt in my mind. I'm serious, Sean. Like when it comes, you're telling me the Pistons going to go from 2 playoff wins in the last 17 years to go into the conference final. It ain't happening. They got a nice team. Mm-hmm. They're on their way, but I don't buy it. I'm not buying it.
Yep. Well, I'm not going to punish this team based on the fact that only 2 teams in the past could only get. They can only those 2 playoff wins in the past. And I have big respect for Cade Cunningham.
How about their outside shooting, Sean? And I know that they've done a little bit better, but their 3-point shooting is not good, and their perimeter. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, I think you have a point there. A team like the Knicks, at least they've been deep with this current team. The Pistons really haven't proven anything other than the fact that they've been able to have some staying power in the West. I'm not saying they can't. I mean, look at Indiana last year. Who would have thought that?
That's
Indiana
a fair
Pacers
point.
Would go to the NBA Finals, and if Halliburton doesn't get hurt in that Game 7, who knows?
Yeah, but the only difference, Sean, is that they went to the Eastern Conference Finals the year before. So I hear you, but they were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year before, and then they went to the Finals.
That's true.
That's all.
And just one other thing about the playoffs, guys. I get it. It's not the NCAA tournament. It's not like one game and you can be done. It's a best of 7, but sometimes it's the hot team that can come through. Are the Pistons going to be the hot team? They may have to be the number 1 seed and the hot team in order to get past the Boston Celtics.
No doubt. Let's go to the Western Conference. We got Wemby, who's been all world when he's played, and he just looks fantastic. Where do you put the ceiling for them? And to Rob's point, when he was saying, are they too early? Are they a year or two too early?
I gotta feel the same way about them, and they're really good. I just can't see them making that step, Sean. Not yet. Maybe next year, but not yet.
Well, it's very rare. You're right, Rob. When a team that young, just basically goes straight to the finals. I think we saw with Oklahoma City with Durant and Westbrook and James Harden. But these situations really don't happen. It says something to have been there and done that. You look at a seasoned Oklahoma City team. You look at a seasoned Denver Nuggets team. Both those teams won NBA championships in the past 3 or 4 years. So they do have that going against them. The one thing I would say about the Spurs is, hey, it's great that you can make those tough shots in January against, the Washington Wizards. Great. But it's a whole different thing when you're playing in April and May and a team is playing you a best of 7, okay, so they get a chance to really scout you and game plan for you. It's a whole different thing for you to make that shot in that situation.
Let me ask you about Michael Malone in North Carolina taking that gig. The guy won a championship. I thought it was obvious that he should have been gone to the Knicks, but I guess he had some issues on his way out of New York that they didn't want to rehire him or bring him back or whatever. And was there no place for him in the NBA, or just
it is interesting?
What I mean. He's a NBA championship coach, or was it just that he didn't see anything else coming in North Carolina? He's going to do the college thing.
I think it was probably a combination of all the above. I would think he would have coached again in the NBA.
Yeah.
Maybe not as soon as he wanted to coach. And then when something like this comes along, look, guys, it's North Carolina. It's blue blood North Carolina. And did you see how much money they're paying that man?
No, I
Of course he's going to take that. So he can take this job, and he can fall flat on his face, sort of like Bill Belichick is doing right now at North Carolina. The difference is Bill Belichick is well into his 70s. If Michael Malone fails at North Carolina, he can always come back to the NBA.
He is. Sean Powell, NBA.com, Powell to the people, which is just a great handle. Sean, let me ask you this. We're looking at right now, you got the Pistons on. I think a big example is Cade. You got Wemby if he doesn't make it, Joker, and now Luka since he's out. The 66-game threshold to win those awards, where are you on that? Rob and I, we don't agree often, but we both agree, yeah, it sucks.
You have to play a certain amount of games.
Play. And if you look at history, MVPs, I always tell Rob, they play, I think it's 94%, 96% of the games. They play like 76 or more of the 82 if you look at the history of MVPs. Point being, no one really wins an MVP and only played 61 games. But where are you in it? Some people feel differently about it.
Yeah, you're right. Nobody really, with the exception of Bill Walton, when he got hurt the year he won MVP, he played under 65 games. Everybody who wins MVP plays the majority of the season. I think in this situation, it's just, now it's just a hard and fast rule, where in the past you didn't. And the other thing is, when the NBA distributes award ballots to the voters, there's no stipulations. This is the first time that there's been a stipulation on an award ballot that you had to take in consideration. Finally, the NBA has changed as opposed to 10, 15, 20 years ago. Guys don't play 82 games. You're not going to see John Stockton playing 82 games for 10 straight seasons, or Karl Malone or Michael Jordan, all those guys. So do you adjust the award and your expectation of players based on the way the game is being played today? Look, the bottom line is this. Players cannot complain about the 65-game rule because they voted on it. And people miss that.
Yep.
The players themselves said, hey, you know what? We need some guidelines in place. So I don't see the NBA doing anything to change it. Guys just got to stay healthy.
And the other point, Kelvin brought up the number. Was it 34% or 32% of 32 national games where stars missed big game? You know what I mean? Like the national TV games, 34%. Sean.
Yeah, well, Rob, I'm glad you brought that up because I think that's the bigger problem.
Yes.
The the NBA already. First of all, the NBA has already cashed a check, so it's not about the league really worrying about that. They cashed the media rights check. They're making $75 billion, whatever it is, over the next 11 years. But if I'm Amazon, NBC, ESPN, who shelled out all that money, see, to me, I'm a little worried about it. But I'm not big time worried about it. You know why? Because when those media companies gave the NBA all that money, it really wasn't for a regular season game in, March or December. No, they paid them that money for the playoffs, right? Because these players are not missing the playoff games, right? So they paid them money for the playoffs, for the All-Star game, for the NBA Cup, and for the in-season tournament. Everything else, as far as the regular season and whatever, that's just filler.
Yeah, but my only problem with that, Sean, and I hear you with the TV money, how about the people who save their money to go to NBA games during the regular season, pay $400 to a game, and guys aren't playing? I don't think that's fair to fans. If you allow fans to, if the stars aren't playing, get a refund, it would change everything. If you go to Broadway and somebody on the marquee's not up there, I want to change these tickets for when he's going to perform, or I want a refund. You can do that.
Yeah, and Rob, I totally agree with you. I just think now, and I'm just not talking about the NBA, I'm talking about all the sports leagues.
Right.
The fans who are in attendance don't meet as much as the fans who are watching on TV.
That's true. That's a shame.
True.
It's a shame.
All right, we got to end it there. Sean, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Anytime, guys.
All right.
No doubt. All right, one's got to go. We'll do it next. It's a, what do I want to call it? A sibling version. I'll explain next. It's the Yacht Club of Fox Sports Radio. Speaking of NCAA, we got two champions who went at it, Rob G, on towards the end of our show on Friday. Some smoke.
Yeah, that was a big one. And you know what's funny is we thought it was big at the time it was happening. It ended up getting even bigger with the fallout because, in case you're living under a rock, Gino Auriemma heavily favored UConn Huskies. They were on the road to history. They were going to be an undefeated champion. Got spanked by Dawn Staley and the South Carolina Gamecocks in the Final Four. Late in that game, as the final seconds are ticking away, Gino Auriemma goes up to Dawn Staley to shake her hand and is barking at her incessantly. They get into each other's face there for a second, and we don't know exactly what it was, right? We find out afterwards, because Gino told us, that he was mad at Staley for not coming and shaking his hand at midcourt before the game, among one thing. He said that she was ranting and raving throughout the game as part of another. And last but not least, that her team, the Gamecocks, were beating up his players to a point that one of his players had her jersey ripped by the opposition. The problem is that we have cameras these days. And
everything is recorded.
There is video evidence of Dawn Staley shaking his hand before the game.
It wasn't at center court, but
right.
She shook his hand.
There is video evidence of the UConn player.
She did too.
Yep, the UConn player tearing her own jersey out of frustration.
Very clear. She's isolated.
Dude,
you saw the video.
I was so confused. We were on
isolated,
the air, and
it's just her walking.
She got fouled. She kept rolling towards the front row, and she kind of had her own moment. It was like,
too busy or whatever. And it was real bad, so much so he had to put out a statement apologizing for the whole thing, saying, quote, "I want to apologize to the staff and the team of South Carolina. It was uncalled for how I reacted. The story should be how well South Carolina played, and I don't want my actions to detract from that. I've had a great relationship with their staff, and I sincerely want to apologize to them."
That was, Gino, terrible apology. Terrible apology. You know why? Why didn't he mention her name? He didn't mention Dawn Staley's name in that, the staff and all that. Why not? Why? But he still hasn't. Why not mention her? He didn't do that to the staff. He did it to her. Mention her name first. So, again, we were doing the show. I saw it. I was like, dude, what a sore loser. There's no – Gino, you know how much winning this guy's done? I know they haven't won national championships of late because other people have been to the party and new people have been winning. But he's won is Cher. How many national championships did he have?
What was that? 8? Something like that? No,
I don't even. I think I got to use one of my toes to count.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
I might have shorted him a few too. It's insane.
Right? Toes and a couple other things in order to get there to that number.
I'm about to look it up right now.
But you get my point. He's done enough winning. That's what I'm saying. It's like 12 or something. Like he won like a gazillion.
12, yeah. That's crazy.
One more, and he was dying to get a baker's dozen. He thought he was going to get 13, right? Because they're undefeated season and all that. 2 of their best players turned up lame and played poorly, right? Been in the Final Four 25 times. Hello, Tom Izzo. Did you hear that? I'm just saying.
Dude, we almost went another week without our Tom Izzo. What are you going to do after today? This is the last game. Or Tom Izzo going to get? Are you going to bring him up again?
No, I'm not. Okay.
You'll find some reason.
But my point is strictly, Gino put on a terrible performance, and I can't look at him and not think he's a sore loser. When you win that much, Kelvin, when you lose, you got to have some grace and am I right, decorum. That was awful.
Sometimes you got to just tip your cat. But Elijah, put the camera on me. That was weak. He was being an entitled brat, and he also is being a hypocrite. What I'll break it down is weak because, dude, your team was being bullied around. They had been getting comfortable, won a bunch of games, and they ain't used to losing and ain't used to being down. And I'm going to tell them like I tell my daughters, we'll man up. Let's go. And that's what he was supposed to do. You take that out on them. You get them going. Don't take it out on Dawn because her team came out there and they out-toughed you. And he's being, again, an entitled brat because he's used to winning. And you're right. He freaked out. What do you mean this isn't me? I usually win these types of games. I'm usually on the winning side of these. What? And he freaked out. And also, it's hypocritical because I know for a fact that he's going to be coaching the team. Hey, when we play hard, but sometimes it's not your day, and you shake hands. You know, you understand that a team outclassed you, and it's okay. It's just part of it. Part of winning is sometimes learning how to lose, right? I'm sure he preaches that. Well, you didn't showcase
Everybody
that.
shook. All the players went there.
All the players, all your assistant coaches, you didn't show that. So you always preaching, how to win and all of this good stuff, and you don't even show that to that type of class. To your own players and to your own student athletes. Fox Sports Radio, it is The Odd Couple. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Shout out to Sean Powell, just joined us. Rob G will get that up on the pod. It is a Worship Wednesday. If you missed any of today's show, then you're going to want to catch the podcast. Just search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. And right after the show, today's podcast will be posted. So be sure to follow the podcast. Rate it 5 stars, and you can even provide a review. And again, just search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. You'll find today's full show and a best-of version posted right after the end of the show. It is now time for One's Gotta Go.
Hard decisions.
So 5's a crowd. Is that what I'm gleaning here? 5's an uneven number. Figure it out.
Hear me out. One gotta go. Hear me out. All right. So, a couple of nights ago, we had Steph and Seth Curry play together. It was a great moment for the Curry family. The brothers played. And
did they both miss big shots or not?
No, Steph missed the one at the end to win it, though. He did miss the one at the end.
And you did think of me, didn't you?
I did think.
Come on, let's be honest.
You were so much joy. That and what else happened? Oh, Dan Hurley lost. So you had a great night.
It was a great night. Yeah, I couldn't even go to sleep.
Yeah, leave it alone. We don't want to hear the rest of it. We don't want to hear the rest of it. Now, with that, it got me thinking. I said to myself, hey, you know what? Let's do some of the great siblings in sports of all time. So Steph and Seth didn't make it. The gap was a little too wide between the two. Shout out to Seth. Respect. You in the NBA for a long time, so great career. But here we go. No particular order, but one's got to go. Peyton and Eli Manning. Venus Serena.
That's 4 Super Bowls, right?
Yeah, Venus Serena. Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko, the Klitschko bros.
Who?
The Klitschko brothers. Boxing.
I know who they are. I just don't see how they were in this list.
Because they ran the heavyweights for like a decade.
Who is it?
Yeah, thank you.
How you didn't even let me finish the list?
Never heard of them.
Go ahead. I'm just saying the Klitschko's.
JJ, clearly they're not the first two, okay? I'll give you that. JJ and TJ Watt. And lastly, Travis and Jason Kelce.
Who is it?
I just threw up in my mouth the last one, but anyway.
Well, that's a lot of Super Bowls too, Mr. Super Bowl counter.
I'm a Super Bowl counter.
Yes.
I got Super Bowl envy.
You got Super Bowl. So stupid. Here's the list again. Monty, Chris, Robs, the both of you. Peyton and Eli, Venus and Serena, Klitschko brothers, JJ and TJ Watt, Travis and Jason Kelce.
You see how he said the Klitschko brothers? He
Yeah.
wouldn't even name them individually.
Vladimir and Vitaly.
Because it's like Eastern European.
Right.
Vitaly and Vladimir. I'm saying, first of all,
that already tells
Vitaly,
you. That already tells you
Vladimir.
because he wouldn't even say
No,
their
no,
name.
no. I'm going to swerve. I'm not going to knock out the Klitschkos. I'm knocking out the Watts.
What? There's 3 of them.
Yeah, but what have they done? How many rings they got between them? TJ Watt's vastly overrated.
Chris,
at this point.
what you're talking about is what I'm going to say to you.
What?
All right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't think it was going to be as easy as Rob's making, but Rob, every week he does
at the
say
end of the
it to you.
day, it's like JJ is more important because of just, how he goes on TV and acts tough.
Yeah.
He was cool playing football, but like
he's very Captain America.
That trophy case is a little dry. Whereas the Klitschkos, as you say, I watched the Klitschko brothers do that boxing. Wasn't great boxing, but they still had the belts.
So they weren't great because I've never watched them and I was going to pick
say
them.
that,
He just
Monty.
said they weren't great.
No, he said
literally
that
just said that.
It was an age where the
He
heavyweight
said the
division
boxing.
wasn't.
He didn't say they weren't great.
All right, I'm taking those guys. Never heard of them.
You never heard of Klitschko?
Never heard of them.
Okay, you remember the show Heroes?
Yes.
Remember the cheerleader? They called her the cheerleader?
Yeah.
She's with
Oh,
one of
yeah.
them.
You mean Hayden Panettiere? That's her name, I think.
Yeah.
She's married. Oh, she's married to that guy?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
there you go.
I'll still
All right.
take them.
Okay.
Yep.
Damn.
Easy.
Rob's, either one of you.
I mean, the Klitschkos are 9-time heavyweight boxing champions.
Yeah.
I mean,
Congratulations to
do
them.
not disrespect
That's
the Klitschko
great.
brothers.
Yes.
No, the Manny's got to go.
What?
If
Wow.
only
Go take a
because
lap.
I don't
Go
need to
take a
hear
lap.
Rob campaign for Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame ever again is
Yeah.
worth it.
We'll be right there again next year. Where are we going? What city will we be in? It'll be here.
It'll be here.
All right, we'll
be
be
right
here.
there at the convention center arguing about Eli Manning.
No other two-time Super Bowl MVP is not in the Hall of Fame, and he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. And when that happens, I'll be on retirement, and I'll call into the show.
You will be on retirement
Okay.
because it's going to take that long because they keep kicking him out. He was good. He was fine. He was fine.
Fine. Are you kidding? All right.
He was fine. All right, who you
the
got?
Klitschkos, please. I'm good with them. I don't care.
It's a discrimination against Eastern
No,
Europeans.
it's not.
I think that
No,
I'm
it's
with
not.
you.
I just don't know who they are.
And during that time of boxing was down. I'm just not. Who did they beat?
Everybody.
I know Oscar
Man.
de la Hoya, and that's it.
Line
That's
'em
as
up.
far as it goes.
Knocking him down.
Who
was
they
far
beat,
from a
Rob G?
welterweight. I mean,
Go
from
ahead.
heavyweight.
Name them. I mean, you said they're
I
not.
mean, they got 9. Seen Rockman?
Who
Remember
they-
the guy with the big old nugget on his forehead?
He had a whole
He's done.
double head. He had to pay for
Okay.
2 haircuts.
The only thing is they never fought each other. That's what I didn't like. They never fought each other.
Yeah, I know that is true.
A lot
Well,
of
you know.
guys in that era.
All right,
just
I'm
ducking fights.
going. I get the Klitschko brothers, but you can't dominate a sport. By the way, at one point in time, maybe the biggest sport in America back in the day.
Not when they were boxing, I'll tell you that.
I said one point in time. Let me live. I'm going the Watts. Individually, they've been good. They've been really, really good. Like everybody on the list has been good, but the list is so great and it's so Super Bowl heavy or championship heavy that they got to go. It's a compliment though because they're great. I was going to throw the Barber brothers on Rhonda and Tiki, but I already know. I can't even say it, Monty. Before I can even say it, Roger, I knew you.
Radio legend Barber in
already
there.
Knew.
Don't even do no
You would have
Tiki
spent a
Barber.
whole segment on Tiki.
Yes.
So I was like, let me not do this because you're going to Tiki want to get the sweeties, want to sit in the sweets.
My
and
mom
get
had a cat
t-shirts.
named
And get his gift bag.
Yeah,
right.
I knew you were going to say that. All right, bye-bye, Watts. It's a compliment, though. Y'all been great.
people. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion.
Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it. Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys.
They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
I'm just trying to give you something spooky. I'll do for you. I'm just trying to give you something. I'm just trying to give you something spooky. I'll do for you. I'm just trying to give you something.
The San Antonio Spurs will be without Victor Wembanyama and Stephon Castle tonight as they take on the Portland Trailblazers. That means that Oklahoma City can clinch the number 1 seed in the West with a win over the Clippers or a San Antonio loss to the Blazers. Right now in the NBA, the Pistons lead the Bucks 112-86 after 3 quarters. Duncan Robinson leading the way for Detroit. He's got 20 points. Cade Cunningham back in action for Detroit as well. He's got 11 points. The Magic lead the Timberwolves 112-95 early in the 4th fourth quarter. Paolo Banchero, 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists for Orlando. Donovan Mitchell has 27 points, and the Cavaliers have taken the lead from the Hawks. They're up 107-92. They just got going in the fourth quarter. In Major League Baseball, top of the ninth inning at Tropicana Field, where the Cubs lead the Rays 6-2. Bottom of the seventh inning, where the Marlins lead the Reds 7-4. And after 6th inning, the A's and the Yankees are tied at 2. I'm Auntie Bolaños.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
All right, hour number 3. My goodness gracious, where does the time go on this program? It is the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a Worship Wednesday. Don't forget tomorrow, a TV theme song Thursday. And either way, you can check us out on our new YouTube channel. Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Again, that's Odd Couple FSR. Just search, and all you need to do is hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you. All the people on YouTube watching us. We had like double our viewership today, right? Rob G, a lot of people. Did we get I'm sure we got a lot of
some comments,
odd mob comments from some of the stuff we talked about, including the big story of the day, Dianna Russini and the PI,
and the PI. What is the Magnum?
Magnum PI, and of course,
not a good enough time to use the word Magnum right now.
Yeah, that's right. And
not a good enough time.
And Mike Babril. Mike Babril.
You're so stupid. What are they looking like? What are the YouTubians saying? Right
I mean, I can't read most of them on the air.
Don't read those.
That's a great point. That's a great
We're not trying to lose the show.
Never mind.
Someone did say, I'm not going to lie, the only reason I'm here tonight is hear about Dianna Russini. So I guess that they really wanted to hear you guys talk about
it. Right.
Did you tweet about it earlier?
No.
Oh, seeing if there was like a little, did you Stephen A. it? I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. You don't want to miss it.
And then you got a lot of debate about this last topic we just did about the one's got to go, the siblings.
I figured that it was almost, not to get insider baseball, but like it was almost leady in that I knew people would want to jump in and call in about that because, you know, people, who they saying? Disrespecting the Klitschko brothers or?
A lot of hate on the Klitschkos, of course.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's not because they're Eastern.
Y'all don't respect the Eastern Bloc.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I think it is, Rob G.
If they were Vladimir Jones,
wow!
What you trying to say? What you trying to say?
Hit that button there.
Don't be trying to say some affirmative action law for the brothers.
Racist.
What you saying?
Racist.
What if they was Vladimir Garcia?
He didn't say Gonzalez, right? He said Jones. Wow!
Surprised you ain't go Jenkins.
Yeah. Who gives a F about the Klitschko brothers?
How old are you though?
That's a good question.
Seriously, because if you're like, let's say you're not 19, probably listeners, but say you're 28, you don't remember. They literally were the 90s and early 2000s of boxing.
And then Kerry says, where's Sterling and Shannon Sharp?
So he knows. Did I not bring him up?
Yeah.
Off the air, I brought him up. I said I was going to put them in there, but I thought with Sterling not having long enough career, it just wouldn't be fair. The talent, we know the talent. Duh.
That's crazy. Is Shannon to this day? You can ask him. He says on his own podcast I'm in the Hall of Fame, and I'm nowhere near as good as my brother was.
And as a Lions fan who had to witness Sterling for those 4 or 5 years, whatever it was, destroying them, catching a million touchdowns in the back.
I was at the playoff game, Pontiac Silverdome. The Lions are winning. Brett Favre just chucks it, and you remember? I don't know if you back in the end.
Yeah, I remember it, Rob.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And there was Sterling Sharp catching the pop-up in the end zone, and it was like, oh my God.
Yeah. But so Rob brought up a good point, just he's in the Hall of Fame. And
it took forever, but I just don't understand.
Is it fair? Is it not? I mean, the talent, nobody is – it's almost a Derrick Rose-like, right, where no one questions the Hall of Fame talent. Duh. But it's,
he didn't
did you
play
do
long enough.
Because what did he get? Max 6 years, right? I think it was like max Sterling Sharp. I want to look it up. I would think it was max 6. Maybe it was 5, but I'll look it up. But so yeah, it's interesting. It was interesting. But just real quick before we get to the next topic, to throw out some other names. You got Devin and Jason McCourty, Bruce and Clay Matthews, Nick and Joey Bosa to go current, Chris and Kyle Long, and I mentioned Rondé and Rob's favorite person on earth, Tiki Barber. So football has a lot more than other ones.
And Sterling played 7 seasons, 3-time first-team All-Pro during that time, 5-time Pro Bowler.
Okay, maybe that might be enough.
Yeah, but wait a minute. He been retired for 25 years. I mean, it's not like, right?
Don't baseball me. He got better, Rob.
Oh, he got better as time went on?
He got better as time went on.
It's not like they looked at him and were like, even after that, we're like, oh, my God, he's got to be in. I mean, it took a long, right? When did he retire, Rob G?
94.
94. We're in 20.
I got some more for you, too.
32 years ago?
Well, you know what's crazy? His last 3 seasons, about 3,800 receiving yards and 42 touchdowns.
No, and this is before the air it out era.
Right.
What about the Pouncey brothers?
There would be in there.
Problem is they play O-line and people don't really appreciate it.
Nope.
Yeah, but they got into some mischief.
And there's no stats there, right? What stats do you have for offensive linemen?
The best compliment is we didn't talk about it.
Exactly. Right. That's what I'm saying.
We don't know their name.
Here, you got a couple other good ones and some current players as well. Remember Michael and Martellus Bennett? They had some nice runs.
No, they were good.
Clay and Casey Matthews. And where's the one I had?
Okay, we got a topic here that I think we need to get to.
Vernon and Vontae Davis. Don't make me have the Vernon Davis run you over right now.
You know, Vontae Davis and retire. He's just in the middle of the game.
I'm said, I'm out. Y'all get somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Have we seen him since?
Rob G, we got problems in the NFL. We just do.
I mean, is it a problem? Well, it is a controversy.
No, it's a problem for me.
So
you are on your integrity bag today, boy. What is it? Integrity Tuesdays?
Get him 2 soapboxes. Get him 2.
Get on. Step on your soapbox.
So
put the camera on Rob.
It was reported over the weekend, as I'm sure you all heard, that Troy Aikman is going to be serving in an advisory role. He actually has a soapbox in the studio. Oh, God.
I've been standing on this all day.
Hey, Rob G, I was like, dang, I know he's 6'4". Why he look 7'2" today? Boy, I almost called you Rob Wimbenyama.
Dianna Russini, this is for you. And now Troy Aikman, this is for you as well.
Right. Everyone knows it's Robbie.
Why is that in there?
Troy Aikman is taking
Rob
on
G when he's in here.
Yeah, I need it. He's taking on an advisory role with the Dolphins, but he is still going to be calling games for ESPN. So naturally, same thing with Tom Brady. It's led to a conversation about whether or not this is a conflict of interest for him to have dual roles. Credit to Troy. He appeared on Clarence Hill Jr.'s podcast earlier this week and addressed the narrative. Take a listen.
I think the Dolphins were wise in understanding my relationships around the league and knowing that I have information that they don't have or can't get. And I think they were smart in taking advantage of that, whether it was through me or through somebody else. The Cowboys have never elected to do that, at least with me. You know, maybe they have with others, but no, I don't feel there's a conflict. But I will say I'm pulling for the Dolphins.
He doesn't think it's a conflict. Troy Aikman, hello, is this on? These guys kill me. They're so. Let me tell you something. I'm glad that he gave it to Clarence. He was on his podcast. I'm happy about that, dude. Where's the integrity? Troy Aikman, didn't you win some Super Bowls? Weren't you part of a dynasty football team?
He was.
You think it's okay for you to go sit in on these meetings, hear about other teams and what they're doing, taking that information, selling it as a spy, right? Even though a spy out front, because we all know it, right? And like it's so low down and dirty. That's what it is. It's low down and dirty, even though it's out front and we know it. Like he doesn't see anything. He doesn't think that's a conflict of interest. He just said information that they would not be able to get on their own. What? You're not getting it because you're cute. You're getting it because you're a broadcaster. And they're talking to you, trying to give you knowledge. So when you do a game, Kelvin, you have some insight. You don't follow those teams every week. They open up and you get more stuff because you're doing a national broadcast. And you know who I blame for all this nonsense? Tom Brady. He's to blame.
He's just eating his own avocado ice cream. He's getting smoked.
Because he's the one who started this. Fox and the NFL allowed him to do this. He was at a Raiders game with a headset on. Talking about he's not involved. He just a part on it, but he's not really involved in anything. Really? Come, where are we? Where are we? It ain't enough that Troy Aikman makes $17 million. He needs money from the Dolphins, too, to give away information, to get information for them. As a consultant, if you're so good in scouting and information, quit your TV job and just do that for the Dolphins. I respect that. Troy Aikman, it's a conflict of interest. It's dirty. It's low. It's bad. These guys, they kill me. They're so blinded. Gimme. Who's got money for me? Gimme some more money. A dual role? I'm sorry. The NFL has to stop this. And they opened up Pandora's box with Tom Brady, and now look what Troy Aikman's doing.
And that leads me to my point. You mad at Troy Aikman for playing the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Troy, I almost feel like, honestly, I feel like he's trying to do the Lord's work and wink. Because he's saying.
The Lord's work?
Yes. Because dang it, I said it on a Worship Wednesday. What he's doing is he's saying, look, y'all letting this happen? Doesn't seem right, but y'all okay with it. Well, I'm going to roll with it. And matter of fact, he sent it straight to Jerry Jones. He sent him one because he said, yo, you could have been doing this. You could have called your boy. You could have hit me up. I could have been doing this since this is what we're doing. Since Tom Brady's out here doing it to the tune of getting a bunch of TV money, double dipping, getting Raider money, and everybody seems to be okay with it. Y'all could have been called me. Since the Dolphins did, since I want to try something new in life, you know, I'm experimenting, just having fun out here. Doing what the kids call it, side quest. Let me join in on this. So that's why he's doing this. So it becomes a question of, what are you, anything to win? You know, like, are you one of those people? I'll skirt the line. I'll be a habitual line stepper. Or are you a just because you can doesn't mean you should type person? And I'll equate it to this too. You know what it reminds me of? You talking about he shouldn't be able to and all this and that. I hear you. You know who does it in our own more real life world? Politicians. You know what they do? They get word on things that are coming down the pipeline. Oh, they're going to be fracking more here and oil companies doing this. And you know what they do? Hey, honey, go buy 20,000 shares of this. Hey, kids, go buy 20,000 shares of that. Go do that.
But
and what I'm saying is,
that's right.
No, I know. What I'm saying is, if there are rules where people are bending them and they're using it to their advantage, and this is an example, and you're right, the NFL, we talked about it. Me and you yelled to the high heavens, this shouldn't be right. People are like, oh, you guys are making a big deal of this. And I'm glad he's making it. He's kind of affirming and confirming what I said, that Tom Brady does have information. Tom Brady does get to sit up on there and get information and go have kind of walk through facility, talk to this person, be on the phone with them, do these interviews, find out the way they run things. And a little bit of information, if it can help. And Troy is being blatant saying, yo, I got all types of information. I got a wealth of it. And the Dolphins want to get it, so dang it, I'm with the Dolphins. Matter of fact, I'm rooting for the Dolphins.
But here's the issue. I'm the spirit of competition. Do you know what I mean? Like, Troy Aikman competed at that level. Mm-hmm. He won 3 out of 4 Super Bowls, and now he thinks that that's cool. Like, I should be able to give information that I'm only getting because I'm in the position that I'm in. Mm-hmm. He's acknowledging it. This is not like he's doing his own analytics at home and has nothing to do with his interviews and his knowledge. We're talking to people around the league. That's mind-boggling to me.
Real question. This thought about. Rob G, you jump in on this too. I could be crazy. This could be conspiracy Kelvin. Do you think Troy Aikman had been at Fox for eons, right? Been the man, right? Him and Joe Buck, that's the team. Then Tom Brady out the blue jumps in, and they gave him $375 million, whatever.
$37.5 million.
Yeah. Do you think there's any, like, a word? I've been doing it for 20-some years, killing the game, the number one team, and y'all want to give me the bag like that? And, and this dude gets to come in unproven, and none of us ever said, you know who I want to hear call a game? Tom Brady. Nobody said that prior to. And
all gee whiz, all shucks.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, you think that has anything to do with, like, being a little petty? This y'all guy. And then not only that, then y'all let him get the double dip. Well, dang it, since we double dipping, I'm double dipping, and I'm, kind of making a fuss about it too. You think a little bit, or am I going deep into conspiracy bag? What you think? A little bit, maybe. 20-some years I was the man, and now this dude $37.5 million ain't never did it before. And again, you let him also be part owner and get to do all these things. I wonder if there's a little bit. I think that's why he's so.
I'm sure he felt like he could do it because how could the league stop him?
Right, and I think that's why he's so loud with it. It wasn't some backdoor thing. He's on a podcast telling them, "Oh yeah, I got a wealth of information. I've been doing. Why the Cowboys ain't call your boy?" And he's flagrant with it, and I think that's partly why. Because
Jerry doesn't want to pay him. I mean, he's like, "I'm not paying you for."
And I think Jerry gets a little. Jerry's very Cowboy-esque. And I think what makes Troy great is something we always talk about. He keeps it real. And if the Cowboys are doing dumb things, he'll say it. If Cowboys make bad signings, he'll say it. He'll be very vocal about that. And I think Jerry probably has taken some offense over the years of him.
There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt. 877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. Do you have a problem with Troy Aikman serving dual roles with ESPN and the Dolphins? We'll continue that conversation next with you. It is The Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
Let's get some energy up here in the USA.
Well, we got to get energy, but we also got to give them some money insight as well. Every sports season is built on preparation, studying the trends, and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal. Now, investing deserves the same approach. With Webull, you have access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and an intuitive app that is designed to help you make informed decisions. So whether you're actively trading stocks, options, ETFs, and more, or planning for the long term for you and your family with IRAs, cash management, and custodial accounts for children, Webull, they give you the tools to invest your way all in one platform. So if you're looking to take your preparation to the next level, check out Webull's Learn resources and join their in-app community. It's their feed to discuss investing trends and happenings alongside 25 million users globally. And now to help streamline your trading activities and elevate your strategy, try Vega, Webull's personal market AI assistant that can give real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop. So get your financial portfolio game ready by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
That's right. Matt Leinart said earlier this week on his podcast with Jerry Ferrara from Entourage called The Throwback Show that over the years, not under the Lincoln Riley era, but over the years since he's been out of football, the USC football program has approached him several times about having his number 11 jersey unretired to give it to a recruit. And Leinart, to his credit, said on his podcast, no. Hell no, I ain't doing that. More specifically, here's what he said. Absolutely effing not. I'm never going to unretire for some random dude who, by the way, now could wear number 11 and then transfer after a year. Said the only way I'd ever unretire my jersey at USC is for one of my sons if they happen to make it that far and they play ball for the Trojans.
All right, Matt Leinart did make a lot of great decisions in college, especially going back when he was going to be the number 1 overall pick. I still say that's the craziest.
You keep saying it.
Because I've never heard of anybody who was going to be the number 1 pick out of college who wanted to go back to college and then drop to, what did he go, 10th?
No, 10th, 11th,
somewhere like that. The next year, which I just, like the number 1 pick, and you play your whole life and you're going to be the number 1 pick. You rolled the dice. You could have got hurt. So many different things could happen. But finally, Matt Leinart made the right decision. I'm not giving up my number. Once they retire your number, it should stay retired. There was a player for the New York Giants, right?
Oh, yeah, Carter. He wanted to get.
He wanted Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor. Carter.
Like if I'm the Giants, do not make a quote for the paper. Do not ask for Lawrence Taylor's
all
phone
the
number. Like, can you stop? I don't care if you wore up 56 in high school or what. This is Lawrence Taylor of the New York Football Giants. Read the room. Matt Leinart, you say all you want. That was a machine, that team, right? Yes. No, Matt Leinart, I'm with him. Right? Some people have said it was the greatest team ever in college football. And he's supposed to give up his number to somebody who might stay for a couple of years, might be bouncing around, who might be 47 years old. I'm not doing it. I'm not messing up my legacy. I'm not giving my number out. And you could be like the Yankees. And guess what? Aaron Judge is wearing number 99 for a reason because they got a million numbers retired. Pick another number.
You know who I'm mad at in all of this? I'm mad at USC, Rob G. You just mentioned it. The idea that you allow someone to keep pressuring you, then you pressure Matt. Hey, Matt, how's the family? How's everything going? Hey, real quick, I was wondering if you give up your number again. We're asking again. That, to me, that's insulting to Matt Leinart and all that he did for that school. Matt Leinart had that school lit for about 3-4 year run. Obviously, you had the Carson Palmer before him. They kind of had a nice stretch there with Pete Carroll. But my point is, man, and that's part of the reason why, to Rob's always point, since I've been here, we've talked about it a handful of times, that's why he didn't want to leave. They were the singular football team in Los Angeles. He was already in the NFL. This is peak pre-social media, so you can still go to parties and wild out and not going to be on the phone and, somebody putting him out there, him and Reggie and Lindale White and all those people on those teams, they got to go hang out and be stars and rock stars in L.A. So that's why he was like, shoot, I am the L.A. Trojans. So he felt like he was in the league. And I just don't understand why they would even ask him. Because you know what else it does, Robs, both of y'all? Every time you ask, it puts me on the spot to have to look like, quote-unquote, a jerk or something, or an old head or a hater. And not that I'm saying everybody thinks that, because we all seem to be on the same page in agreement. But it's just you keep asking me, now I have to be that guy again. You know I'm not going to do that. I get the first ask if they felt the need. Hey, we got this great recruit. We're teetering on getting it between him coming here or going to Oklahoma. But, boy, if he said he can have that number 11, he would do it. Like, all right, I get the first ask. After that, what are we doing? Because now you're making me have to be the bad guy, perceptionally maybe for some people, repeatedly. So I'm mad more at the university for even asking him. He worked too hard to earn that respect. Clearly, it's not like he's going in the NFL Hall of Fame where he could say, maybe I'll just focus on that one more. So leave him alone and don't ask him again. He's absolutely right. And I'm to your last point you were saying, Rob, I'm kind of appalled that kids keep asking. It's one thing if you're the new guy on a team and you want to pay, hey, here's $50,000. I heard Rob Parker wears number 10. I want number 10. But you're a current player. Hey, Rob, here's $50,000. If you don't mind, I'll get your jersey. You say, all right, cool, I'll swap numbers with you because you're playing actively, not someone who's a legend and retired.
But what's the point on retiring a number if you're going to issue it out again? And I do blame the schools and the same thing. Like numbers, they even know. Like even before Derek Jeter's number goes to Hall of Fame is going to be retired at Yankee Stadium.
You already know.
That the equipment manager takes that out of circulation. No, the new young shortstop can't have number 2. It ain't happening.
Fox Sports Radio, I cover Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Robert Little on the way here in a little bit. Founder of Black Sports Online. Last call as well. Facing production swings or tough skills gap, Workforce Solutions from Express Employment Professionals make hiring easier. Find your local office and see how Express can help you hire smarter and faster. Visit expresspros.com today. All right, 877-99 on Fox. Rob and I were talking about Troy Aikman was just keeping it real. Like, yo, I'm out here going to help Miami, the Dolphins. I got a bunch of information. The Cowboys should have used me. I'm just getting my Tom Brady on with the Raiders. You got a problem with that? A-okay with it? 877-99 on Fox. Let's take some calls. Rob, who we got?
Rob G. Chili Tim in Atlanta. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Chili?
What's up, fellas? Hey, Rob, before I get to the comment, I guess Mike Rabel has only been in New England for a little bit of time. He's following after his owner, I guess.
Yeah, we talked about that.
But I would not be surprised to see someone from the Raiders organization or the Dolphins organization to be caught up in some type of betting scandal soon, because basically what you're doing is giving insider information. And sooner or later, just like the Trump boys, it's going to be too tempting not to make that money with the information that you're getting. And it would not surprise me if someone from the Raiders organization or the Dolphins organization ends up in some type of betting thing, scandal, because basically what you're doing is you're giving insider trade information to guys, like you said, who otherwise wouldn't get it. I mean, maybe they may know something about another team, or whatever, tendency, whatever, that can affect the outcome of a game. I don't agree with it. I think it can lead to corruption. If they're not careful, they better get a handle on it real soon before this thing jumps off and it starts going into directions they don't want it to go.
Right. This just doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry.
It doesn't.
It really doesn't.
No doubt. Appreciate it, Chili. Have a good one.
How about Hank in Phoenix? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What up, Hank?
What up, fellas? Thanks for having me. I appreciate
No doubt.
it.
Appreciate you.
So my question is, and I can leave it with you, how much do you think that what Tom Brady and Troy Aikman are doing is happening today but under the table, behind closed doors, where people are getting money, or teams possibly asking other media people, broadcast people, journalists, others who have access to teams that are actually getting money, and here's Tom and Troy just basically saying, I got no shame in my game.
Yes.
I'm just going to do it because I know it's
Hank,
happening. Do you think it's happening?
Absolutely, Hank.
Right now?
And absolutely. I think, team, this is why when you go look back at college sports and everybody, the whole spying on practices, I think all of this happens. It's a matter of who gets caught.
No,
that's what I believe.
No, but see, what you don't understand, and I don't think you or Hank are getting it, there might be some people, the access he gets is because he's a broadcaster.
No, I don't disagree with that.
That's
but
what
we're
separates
saying other broadcasters. He's not the only one.
National,
There's several.
no.
There's several TV.
No.
We got Prime, we got NBC, we got CBS, we got NFL.
No, because those guys haven't been
Fox. I mean,
those guys haven't been signed to deals like that.
There are several, and I'm not saying it's to that level, but the idea that he's the only one. That's why I think he's so flagrant and open with it.
No, it's just because of Tom Brady, because this never came up before. It's about Tom Brady.
But that's
doing
why I
it.
said I think there's a little petty in Troy Aikman being like, y'all let this dude get away with it.
No,
y'all paying him $37.5 million. I've been your man for 20-something years.
It's just mind-boggling to be that blatant with it, really. And then to say, I'm getting information that people wouldn't normally get. That's what he's saying, and that is true.
You done now?
Yeah, I'm done.
You want to put your soapbox up?
No.
Back up.
I'm using it. Don't we got who's coming up next?
We got you got more with him too, Robert Little.
I'm getting on my soapbox. Rob G, I'm not going to make a scene. I'm not.
Rob G, I'm telling you now.
We just got to get it off the.
He's about to make a scene like he's in a Martin Scorsese movie.
No,
Here
I'm
comes
not.
all right. On this scene, Trenton, it's a Quentin Tarantino film. Look at, now you were quick with that, Chrissy. Dang, that was good. The Departed.
It's all right.
All right, Rob Little on the way, founder of Black Sports Online. Right now, Monty Bolaños is getting you updated on why are you smiling over there?
I'm not smiling.
The ridiculousness?
Ridiculousness.
No, because Monty knows
around.
how I operate.
Yes,
yeah,
it's true.
I sit next to you every day for a year and a half plus now.
I'm not going to change or be different for anybody.
You shouldn't.
I'm not.
You shouldn't.
Step down off the soapbox. He's literally on the soapbox, by the way. YouTube, he's really on the soapbox right now.
The day Rob changes, we will all be sad.
Yes.
What are we going to talk about if he changes?
No, I like your latter point more than the sad. I don't know. Sad. I don't know about that point, but
We'll be sad. We'll be sad.
What are we going to talk about?
Because it's like something's going on if he decides to change.
Right.
Don't change, Rob. Don't change.
You brand muffin you?
I'm a human bread muffin. I'll keep you regular.
Ah, nice. I like that. The Orlando Magic defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves at home 132-120. Paolo Banchero led the way. He ended with 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Right now, with about 1 minute to go in Cleveland, the Cavaliers do lead the Hawks 120-116. Donovan Mitchell, 29 points and 6 rebounds. The Pistons are up on the Bucks 132-103. Also late in the fourth quarter there. Jalen Duren, 21 points and 9 rebounds. Jamal Murray has 11 points, and the Nuggets have the early early lead against the Grizzlies at home. 27-25 is the score. Still to come, the Trailblazers and the Spurs. No Victor Wembanyama, no Stephon Castle for San Antonio. So that means OKC could clinch the number 1 seed in the West with a win over the Clippers tonight, or if the Spurs lose to the Trailblazers. In Major League Baseball, the A's and the Yankees are still tied at 2. Bottom of the 8th inning about to start in the Bronx. The Marlins lead the Reds 7-4. It's the top of the 9th inning, but the Reds do have a man on second and third. They only have 1 out to go. The Twins lead the Tigers 7-2. Bottom of the 6th inning there. While the Cubs already defeated the Rays 6-2. Diamondbacks took down the Mets 7-2. The Dodgers today lost to the Blue Jays 4-3, snapping Toronto's 6-game losing streak. In the NHL, the Capitals trying to get into the Stanley Cup playoff. A lot has to happen, but right now they are shutting out the Maple Leafs 3-0 after 2 periods. When it comes to the NHL, the Texans are picking up the fifth-year options on the contracts of quarterback C.J. Stroud and defensive end Will Anderson Jr. And lastly here, guys, 2 things. Tyrese Halliburton tweeted not long ago, played 5-on-5 for the first time today. All right. He tweeted it.
Okay.
So 5 for the first time. Also, according to CBS Sports and TNT Sports, the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship game was the most watched in 7 years. Michigan's victory averaged 18.3 million viewers and peaked with 20.4 million
I think you got
viewers.
2 big schools. UConn has been a basketball juggernaut, and then Michigan is, just
because it wasn't the greatest game.
Yeah,
It wasn't great, but it was close enough the whole time.
I think the second half of the second half was
Right.
when you might start calling, hey man, this game is tough. Yeah,
But there was
but it wasn't a great
game.
game.
It really
right?
wasn't a great game.
No.
It just was
Most of them
close
aren't.
enough.
Most national championship games aren't. If
Yeah.
you really think it, because you get the difference is, and we got to guess, but
All
with
right.
playoffs you get series, so
Yep.
it's a longer ordeal. You can get a good series out of that. All right, Monty, thank you. Have a great night.
Bye.
Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin on a Worship Wednesday, Fox Sports Radio, joined now by Robert Little, founder of Black Sports Online. You can get him at BSO on X. Robert, what's up, man?
What's
How you
up,
doing?
Robert? How are you?
Hey, man, how you guys doing? I thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
No doubt.
problem.
Appreciate
Before
it.
we get to your insight on this
Russini,
Grable stuff, just want to I know a little ways back there was a big controversy. I love that you're an entrepreneur, you start your own site, and it's all over the place, and we see all your stories. But there was a controversy about you paying people and all that. Did that stuff get straightened out? All that's good now?
Yeah, I mean, it was a situation where, and you know how it goes as someone who just started a business. When I was, first starting out, I had no money. I mean, I really had no money, and I was having people, help me out that, I considered, friends.
Right.
Let's put it like that. And then you know what happens when you have friends helping, and then all of a sudden you start to get a little bit more popular, and you start getting a little bit more attention. And those people feel like, that you owe them, something. And, there was things that came out that was clearly the lines were blurred from friends and business. And, I took the high road, with that, apologized for things that, maybe I should have did better, been young in my career, young as a business owner. And then I kept it moving. I didn't throw dirt on anybody's name. I just kept working real hard at what I do, and I think people respected me, for that. And I've kept it moving ever since then. Never looked back.
All right.
No
I
doubt.
appreciate that. And thanks for your honesty on the whole situation.
No doubt.
I don't think it would have been cool to just act like nothing happened. Thank you, Robert.
No doubt. Appreciate that. Hey.
No problem.
No doubt. And one of the things I'm sure huge on the site would be this whole Mike Vrabel conversation, Dianna Russini. Just your initial response to kind of seeing it happen over the last 24 hours.
Well, I feel like, a lot of people are scared to touch it. A lot of people are afraid to talk about it. I think people are very careful of how they speak about things, just for some of the reasons we just, talked about. You don't want to be branded, a certain way, or you don't want to, your words get taken, out of context. But, we all have eyes. We've all have significant others or had significant others in the past. And I think we would know how they would feel if they saw us out, with photos like that. And then there's the situation as far as how do you feel about someone that covers, the league and covers the NFL, having that type of, let's say, friendship, with one of the, the head coaches, or lines being crossed. The things that I found out, that I know factually is that, those pictures weren't taken by accident. It wasn't a fan that just said, "Oh, there's Mike Vrabel. Let me take some pictures." They're not famous like that. It's not Jay-Z and Beyonce that was at the out in Sedona. They don't have paparazzi like that. So the photos were taken intentionally for whatever reason that they were taken. Like I said, I think it's your own personal judgment on if you feel like that is cross the line, both, ethically in terms of journalism and personally in regards to relationships.
No doubt about it. And it looks like those were PI pictures, right? Like somebody, one of the spouses are like, they're cheating on me. They told me they were going to some sort of retreat or whatever, but no, I'm not buying that. That's what it looked like to you.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at it, and I know, Rob, you've been to NFL owners' meetings and meetings like that before. Nobody goes, 2 hours out of their way in Arizona to go to a private, hotel that's known for romantic getaways for one day. There's plenty of hotels, and I think they were at the Biltmore in Arizona, so it wasn't like they were, we don't have to get into LeBron or anything, but they wasn't like they were at some 3-star hotel in Phoenix, Arizona. So to go out of your way for 2 hours, they say that other people were there with them. You would think that if other people were there with them, those people would have been speaking up by now.
That's what I brought that up, Rob.
Still waiting for that story.
Yeah.
Still waiting for that story.
Yeah.
What do you Well, I was just going to say with that, I told Rob, I was kind of surprised by how the Athletic responded. I could totally get if it were like, oh, hey, she's been a great reporter. We're going to dig into this, check it. They got to make it like nothing's happening. Y'all blowing this out of proportion. That's how it almost reads.
Yeah, like the pictures without context. What context do we need?
Yeah. What do you make of that response? You can get them to denying it, right? That happens all the time. More so, I'm more shocked by the Athletic.
Well, I mean, you guys have been in the industry, for a very long time. Certain individuals have certain protections. Some certain people have, complexion for protection. Some people just seem untouchable. We've had sideline reporters make fun of the fact that they don't actually get real quotes and they just make them up and they get promoted. We've seen how these media outlets, they kind of determine, who is their stars, and their stars will be able to get away with more things than that. I don't think certain other reporters would have gotten such a strong, response.
I'll give you one right now, and it's not fair to bring her name up, but she's in that same job description, and she worked at ESPN and CBS. But I'm sorry, if Josina Anderson was in the hot tub with somebody, a player or a coach, I'm sorry, it would not be the same response. It just wouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't. I mean, if it was, Pam Oliver or anybody like that. I mean, it just wouldn't. If it was if it was Taylor Rooks, who just recently got married, and say she was in the hot tub with Joe Mazzulla or whatever, Ema Adaka or whatever, it would definitely be looked at differently because the way that they are spoken about is differently. And this is not Dianna's first rodeo with these type of controversies. Which kind of, puts more weight into the fact that you don't know if you can trust, what she's, telling you.
And that's why Kelvin's point is so accurate, is that because there are these rumors, whether they're substantiated or not, there's a couple things that are out there, and for the Athletic to just automatically jump to her defense is kind of weird, considering that there's some stuff out there.
I wonder, and this is just a theory of mine, when these type of things seem to happen, there's this fear that if, they come down hard or come down harder, that the individual is going to make accusations, that the company or individuals at the company, we kind of saw this a little bit at, FS1, it makes them a little gun shy, more gun shy than if it was a male. That was, dealing with a certain, controversy, and that they can be, I don't want to say blackmailed, but, that they would just rather just hope that it passes over than have to deal with, maybe something that they have something in their back pocket that they can use against, them. And it has been weaponized by certain individuals, and it's been something that's been out there that they feel like they can't go as hard as they would if it was someone else.
Hey, one more from me, Robert. Again, Robert Little, BSO, on with us on the Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin, on a Worship Wednesday, founder of Black Sports Online. Let me ask you this, just specifically with what you do, what we do, it's all been kind of changed and blurred a little bit because anybody can get on now and report stories, whether they're literally making it up or just they're trying their best. They're just a young person trying to do their best. What do you make of this day and era we're in now? You've been doing this for a long time where everybody has a microphone now, everybody has a camera, and everybody, in essence, is a reporter in their minds.
It's a little disheartening to me. When I started in the business, I wanted to be like Rob Parker. I wanted to be like Stuart Scott. I wanted to be like Ralph Wiley. Those were the type of individuals that made me want to get into broadcasting. It's not like that now. It's more of who is the loudest, who has the most followers, who screams the most. It seems like most of the engagement now are athlete podcasters, beefing with other athletes or beefing with people on ESPN or whatever it may be. The actual reporting part has kind of went by the wayside. It just doesn't get promoted the way that it should. And it's a little disheartening to me because I thought by the time that now that I've been in it, for a while, that there would be a whole bunch of me's, a whole bunch of new Rob Parkers, a whole bunch of new Ralph Wileys, a whole bunch of new Stuart Scotts. And when I look out in the landscape, I don't see that. I see a lot of athletes who want to be in media because, that's where they can make money after their career, but they're not really good at it. They didn't really put the work in. They don't really know how to report. They don't know how to ask questions. All they know how to do is argue. And that's not really how I grew up, in the industry. I grew up where you actually had to work and you had to be creative in what you were going to do. And now it's more likely you will see Drewski on a sports show or at the All-Star game or promoting the NFL than a young, upcoming, black, journalist and stuff. And so it's tough. And when young people ask me about the industry and they look on TV and they don't see anybody, like them, it's difficult to say that's the way, that's the route that you should go. It's more digital now. It's less print. It's tough. It's a tough industry if you're just a regular guy that loves sports, that wants to talk about sports, that's doing it the right way, going to college, getting a degree. It's hard, and there's no way to sugarcoat around that.
Well, the part you said about the athletes was spot on.
Spot on.
I'm going to say that. We
knew.
All right, thank you,
we
Robert.
shocked you, waited a minute to say it. We knew you were going to say it.
Because I've been beating that drum forever.
Yeah, he's been in his soapbox bag lately, Robert. Hey, appreciate you, man. All the best to you.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you guys so much.
No doubt. All right, make sure you follow him at BSO. You can follow him there. Last call, 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox. Last call before Rob and I get out of here. It's the Odd Couple on Fox Sports Radio.
LeBron may have put his foot in his mouth once again. Take a listen.
Playing 82 games in the 80s and 90s is not the same as playing 82 games in the 2020s. It's just not. The way we play, the level of pace, the level of the speed that we're playing at, it's a different game now. It's a totally different game. It's a lot of soft tissue injuries that's happened now because of it.
Straight. Boulder Dash, Poppycock. I mean, come on. Like LeBron, this is where people push away. When you hear this and he's trying to justify and whatnot. We get the injuries and what's going on. People used to get injured there, and it was different defensively. But, Rob G., you did the research, right? Or you found out. You got them, too.
I got the numbers.
And the numbers just don't add up for LeBron, and that's the issue. And that's what we talk about. When you listen to these terrible podcasts and there's nobody there to push back and say, well, that's interesting, LeBron, because back in so-and-so, it's the same, and you're saying you're playing differently. What you got?
Man, let me tell you. You're at because he is absolutely right what he said. It was
that's why I want
different.
to talk to Rob G. Then.
No, I got the numbers. No, I'm saying he's absolutely right, and that the 80s and 90s was way harder to play in. Way more difficult to play in.
That's what I'm saying. All right.
Yeah, because, listen, let's talk about the numbers. First of all, LeBron typically, he can be this, he can be polarizing, he can be passive-aggressive. One of the things he normally is very astute when it comes to basketball. His acumen, he knows he's a historian. That's one of the things I appreciate.
How do you say that when he voted for Bronny for the All-Star game?
Well, that's his son. You know what I mean? Nepotism, cronyism.
Yes.
You got to get that done. But, he usually is very well studied, historically, knows the game. That's one of the things you can at least appreciate about him. This one, he's dead wrong in my opinion, for multiple reasons. Number one.
Are we recording this?
The 80s was the absolute, to me, hybrid of the two. You got the fast pace, and he's talking about pacing. Let's talk about the pacing. In the 80s, it was the fastest. In fact, the only pace that they had was 1 year, 87 to 88, when they had a slower pace. They were at 99.6, which the current pace is at 99.6. After that, you're talking 100.6 to 102.1.
Did he ever watch Showtime?
Showtime. The Celtics, the Pistons, the 76ers with Dr. J, Houston with the Hakeem and Ralph Sampson. The Nuggets, they were going back in the day.
The Nuggets would score 175 points on a regular basis. Yes.
Watch
Alex
this.
English and all those guys. Yes.
Kiki Vanderway. Not only were they playing at a higher pace, what else would you see? Punches, clotheslines, and hard fouls.
And they were physical. You come into the lane, guess what? You're going to get a two-piece and a biscuit.
So they are playing at a faster pace, way more physical. They didn't have commercial airlines. They did not have the advanced medicine and nutrition that they have right now.
They used to ride next to me on the plane.
Literally.
When I covered the NBA back then, NBA players sat next to me. We were on commercial flights. Yep. We took 6 a.m. flights out of every city. Like that was an NBA rule because back then you didn't come back home and get in your own bed. You would go on a road trip.
Yep.
And you would stay on the road and you would fly to the next city and we would be on those flights.
Exactly. So the idea that, it's just so hard now. All y'all do is go 35 feet out and set pick and rolls. Now, if you want to talk about soft tissue issues and why guys are beat up and brutal, I tell you why, and I've been telling this since the duration of me on this show. It's that they only play basketball since they were 6. And that's all they do. And they're playing for their team. They're playing for the travel league. They're playing AAU. Then they play for this team.
That's not what people did. They played all sports.
They played all sports. How many times we hear about guys playing football, baseball, basketball? Oh, I didn't really lock into basketball until my freshman year because the other years I was playing this. Or in high school, I had to decide which one am I going to finally commit to because I played all of these sports. That's the issue why guys are beat down, wore out. That's why LaMelo Ball is always injured, and Lonzo Ball is always injured, and Zion's always injured.
And they played 1 million games on the AAU circuit on the weekend.
6 on Saturday, 5 on Sunday.
Ridiculous.
Then I go back to my regular team, and I'm playing too much. But the idea that they're playing faster pace and it's harder. Yeah, right. You have everything catered to you. The best medicine, best nutrition, best travel, best doctors.
I don't remember any masseuses traveling when I was covering the NBA in the 80s. I don't remember. I don't even remember. There was some fat guy in there rubbing you down after a game.
That's about the best you got. What was the dude with the Pistons for all those 30, 40 years? What was his name? Mike
Abdenauer.
Abdenauer, exactly.
That's a good call for you. Very good. Mike Abdenauer.
Yeah. So I'm blown away with this one, LeBron. It's a big miss because they played at a faster pace throughout the duration of the 80s. They played much more physical basketball. They didn't have the advancement of medicine and technology. So I don't get where he's going. Sports Radio, I cover Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Great show today. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Check out the podcast. Rob G will get that up in a little bit. By the way, for over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation, TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. And again, thank you to Robert Little for joining us, Sean Powell for joining us as well. Really good show. All right, it's now last call.
This is the last call.
It's last call. Last call time on The Odd Couple.
Last call. Who we got?
Kevin in Culver City. You are the last caller here on The Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's happening, Kev?
God is good.
All the time.
Hey, man, I'm blessed to celebrate my birthday.
Oh, happy
man.
birthday.
Happy birthday, brother.
Yeah,
I'm curious, how old are you?
The big 41, man. So,
Wow.
I was off by, I was going to say 39.
Oh, yeah. You're close. You know, me and Kelvin, we in the same age area.
That's a blessing.
It is a blessing. I appreciate that. I listen to what you say. These years you just gotta count your blessings.
For real.
Rob, you remember this because I know you're a baseball head. You're a baseball guy. Derek Lowe and Carolyn Hughes.
Yep.
The same type of thing. When you kind of cross that line with athlete coach, it's suspicious. We saw with Emi Udoka, but this is like the reporter side. So. Jay Glazer, he posted a bunch of pictures with a bunch of coaches and stuff, but everybody was there. This looked way more intimate.
Right.
I got the article from Rob. When I saw it, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, they looked like they were booed up. And
they were in a hot tub together. Like what?
Yeah, and hugged up, and we're all dudes. We saw the look on Vrabel's face. He was seeking. He was seeking like a Kool-Aid, ad. I mean, come on. I mean, you just gotta say what it is and what it looks like. And I love Dianna Russini. She's a great reporter. She's brilliant. But this is messy, and that's just the way it comes off. It looks real messy. And Vrabel, he got to explain some stuff, because you can't be a coach talking about no distractions, accountability, and then you over here, trying to go in and scheme and be all up in it, out here chasing.
Is this starting to be a Patriot way?
There's always something going on.
Yes, always. We over here. We was talking about your boy Bill. Bill out here, robbing the cradle. We got Kraft. Now we got Is there a Patriot way?
And I guess we can say there's one thing.
Oh shoot. oh boy, where are we going?
No, I'm just saying.
What?
The whole thing, and we probably should have accepted this.
Okay.
Because Dianna Russini, she is an insider, isn't she?
Rob, caution.
Rob, caution.
I'm just saying.
Rob, caution.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You
got
know
a
what?
tissue for me? Yes.
At least you waited 3 hours.
I did wait till the very end. Good. Yes. I'm trying. I just can't help it.
Yeah,
yes.
Oh my
there
gosh.
you go. All right, but again,
so ridiculous.
Anybody
who
who
have a serious show for 3 hours.
Thank you.
It was a heavy conversation, and Rob let us have that.
Yeah, thank you for that.
But the bottom line is, as I said to you before, it's not the morality part.
Right. That's
the integrity
them.
part. That's between them. And I think that's something that's very important for people to know. I'm not sitting here trying to tell people what to do with their lives. But the integrity part of journalism, as you know, journalism is still very important to me. It really is. I wouldn't be teaching at USC if I didn't believe in journalism. I believe in journalism today as much as I did when I had that dream as a 9-year-old kid growing up and saying that I wanted to do this for a living. I really do. So when I see stuff that makes me uneasy, I'm going to talk about it. That's it.
No, you had a 3-hour soapbox show. You on it still?
I'm still on the soapbox.
I'm going to see if Jason wants it. Jason, do you want the soapbox Rob's been standing on today all day?
Jason, he's on the soapbox every day, too.
Too.
He's on that, too. No doubt. All right. Tomorrow's a TV theme song Thursday. We
By the way,
wait.
speaking of Jason, he ain't really brought up the Knicks to me anymore. He must not be. He don't even bring them up to me anymore. He didn't.
Okay. The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon is coming up next.
I never miss your radio show. I never hear it, so I never miss it.
Did you hear that?
Man, I've been in playoff mode